And we are recording. Welcome back, everybody, to episode 4 of my In the Works tabletop RPG project Eyon. We are joined by everybody tonight to continue onward. Tonight, the party will be venturing into the slums of Circa to try and find the source of the kidnappings that have been taking place. Last session was spent simply preparing to do just that. We start back where we left off. You guys had just finished bartering with the Terran that you had encountered. The last person that Rokosh had spoken with prior to his disappearance. He filled you in with what info that he could provide, saying that one moment he was normal and then the next it was like he was not really there. That's how the Terran had described Rokosh's behavior just prior to his disappearance. Like he wasn't really himself. Trying to think here. So yeah, that's where we had left off. So Jonah, after you guys step back a little bit, Jonah asks, so before we actually head off into the slums, was there anything else we wanted to do prior to then? Any other preparations we wanted to make?
We left the real quick before I go off a tangent here. We're in the market, right? That's where we ended off the last episode.
That's correct.
Okay. Anybody want to do anything before we leave? I'm interested in finding a priest for an Acheron, but that is up to the party if anyone's interested in exploring religion.
Okay. At the silence that greets his question, Jonah then speaks and says, well, all right then. I suppose that we'll go ahead and head off into the slums then. Where do you guys think we should start our investigation at? Gemini, that's your name, right?
Yeah. Have we not met before?
We did, it's just, I'm kind of bad with names, sorry. You had said you went into the slums, right?
Yes, I did.
And you found some information there?
Yeah, something, it seems that everyone in the slums seems to know about the faceless men, is what the children call it. I'm assuming since, y'all described what the creature looked like, and, that is who and what they are speaking about. So everyone in the slums knows about this and knows what's going on, so I think that to get someone to open up, we're going to have to be cautious.
Faceless men. So we already knew there were more than one of them when we got ambushed in the sewers, but I have to wonder, how many of these things are going around?
I don't know. They, like I said, they seemed very timid, very afraid. So maybe it's a common occurrence.
Yeah, the people in the slums, they unfortunately don't have much faith in the guard here. So I'm not surprised that nobody came forward with this information.
But alright, I guess we can explore the slums.
Alright then. Is there anywhere specific that you think we should start, or are we just gonna go in?
To be honest, I literally marched down the center of the pathway leading into the slums. And I went all the way to the end of it, and to where it meets with the rest of the wall for the city. It's kind of like you just got to dive in there,
Well, you have a point. We won't get anything done standing here, I guess.
Should we break off into teams? Should we stick together?
I think we really should stick together and someplace in the slums.
Yeah.
I think people be a bar or something.
Chorus,
Maybe that will help us.
Chorus speaks up and he says, "Ah, breaking into smaller groups didn't work out so well for our friend. He ran off into the sewers and we haven't seen him since."
He must have been captured.
Well, let's hope he's just been captured.
We'll probably,
Alright.
well, if he's still alive, we'll find him when we find everybody else. I assume. I hope.
Well, all right, let's get the move on then. Show on the road, as they do say in the show business.
All right. You together as a group. There's what, 4, 5, 6 of you, I believe. The 6 of you begin to make your way into the slums. This was we went ahead and this is not the same day because you guys had rested, so it's probably maybe like getting closer to the afternoon, perhaps. And once again, Gemini, it's just like before. You know, people are kind of hesitant to really like interact with you, and there's not a whole lot of activity really happening within the slums. It's very quiet, to say the least.
Okay.
Jonah, he speaks up and he says, "So, like I said, they don't really trust the guard all that much. Maybe it would be wiser if one of you were to approach their doors. I don't know. Like, I guess we're just gonna have to ask people questions about this."
I'll knock on some doors.
Lead the way then.
I'm just gonna go over to the first house and just knock on the door.
Okay. Also, Marcus, we can hear you typing. It's like really loud for some reason. Holy crap.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Okay. Anyways. Do you just like go to the nearest house, or do you want to try to go to a house you've gone to before, Gemini? Because you had tried
No,
to.
I'm just gonna. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm gonna go to the house with that mother. I'm gonna try again.
Okay. You go over to the house that you had tried to interact with before. I believe last time you had just gotten like shut out, right? Like, or you had decided not to.
Yeah, because they were standing there, and like the mother was like pulling the child in, and like I approached until I felt like it was too much for her, like until she felt like super sketched out. So then I decided not to, but now I'm just gonna go up to her door and knock on the door, unless she's outside.
You don't see anyone outside, but you decide to approach. And you go in, you knock on the door, right? And it's a moment, but after that moment, the door creaks open and you see her child, like, just peering out at you. And he asks you, "What do you want?" And he looks at you for a moment and he says, "Hey, wait a second. You're that guy with the puppet from yesterday."
Yeah, I am. Actually, you know what? Mr. Puppet wanted to show you something. If you could take a look at it.
And as you say that, right, you hear from deeper within the house, you hear this shrill voice, "John, what did I tell you about opening the door?" And the boy's mother, like, just runs over, like, grabs her child out of the way and looks out at you. "Can I help you?"
Yes, we're here on official business.
And she closes the doors just a bit, like as if she's about to shut you out, and she says, "What kind of business?" as she narrows her eyes at you.
I want to wave over the guard guy, the King's guard.
Jonah.
Yeah, Jonah. To help explain a little more.
He hesitates for a moment, and then he decides to come forward, and he says to her, "Well, ma'am, I'm sure you know about the recent disappearances, and my friend here had said that some strange things were happening in the slums, and, well, we were just hoping to ask you some questions if possible. So here's what I'm going to do, Gemini. I'm going to have you and Jonah make a combined roll. All right. So he's gonna roll a d10 plus his talk, and you're gonna roll a d10 and add your face. Okay.
Perfect, perfect.
Or I'm
Give me two. It's my Microsoft Word froze for some reason.
Oh no.
Actually, I want to say the last one I did was a talk fit. Was it a talk and face roll, or was it just a face roll?
For you, it's gonna be a face roll. For Jonah, it's gonna be a talk roll, and you're only gonna roll 1d10, and you're only gonna add your modifier once.
Gotcha. Okay. 2 seconds. Let me open back up Gemini's sheet real quick.
Gotcha.
If that changed it. Oh my goodness. There we go.
What was that?
Oh, damn phone! I'm killing it. Well, I'm putting the power off so it stops ringing.
Ah. Okay.
It's Messenger, or some message function.
Hey, Lied, roll for me. My computer's trying to catch up right now.
Wow, that sucks. Okay, what's your face?
Hold up. Wow, this is a joke. This is a joke. It's like my computer is... It's not frozen, but it's like, for some reason, something is making it lag really bad.
It's like me when I'm trying to talk.
What is going on here? Yeah, my Microsoft Word is not even open. I want to say it's like a... Oh my god.
I think it's a 3, if I recall correctly. Because you had pretty good charisma stats.
I think it's a 5. Pretty sure it's 5.
Well, it only goes between 1 and 3, so... Remember, you're only rolling just your face. So, I'm just going to say 3. So you got a 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. The woman considers what you and Jonah have said. She looks out at the rest of you, and she says, I'll answer some of your questions, but I'm not coming outside. So what do you want to know? Any of you guys can ask questions at this point, by the way.
All right,
if
David.
you had something you wanted to ask this woman, you can feel free to ask her. So, Kasha, Marcus, Torgwin, if there was anything you guys wanted to ask, you can.
I'm keeping an eye on the street to see if we're being observed or snuck up on or something.
Gotcha. As you look around you, you don't see anyone that's, watching you. Nothing obvious. Like, if there is somebody, then they're probably hiding themselves really well, to say the least.
Yeah, well, I'm not a pro at that sort of thing, but I figured I'd catch somebody obvious,
Yeah.
and then I'd have to figure out what to do about it.
What was the role that you were asking me for, Led?
Oh, I went ahead and I rolled for you, but it was your face.
Got it. Yeah, okay, my face is... Oh, shoot. Hold up. Okay, my face is 3.
Yeah, okay.
My talk... Okay.
Got it. I was correct then.
Okay.
Kasha, are you there? Kasha? Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes. Just making sure you're there. You're kind of quiet.
Yeah, I was thinking questions to ask. Actually, Tasha does have a question. She walks up to the lady and gives her a respectful bow of the head, and I'm mostly looking for my brother amongst the other missing people. She gives a good description of him and asks her if she's seen him around.
The woman looks at you for a moment, and she says, "We don't see too many Orkin around. Most of us here are just Pandoran. I did see another Orkin come through here not too long ago, but I haven't seen them since." They were
were they acting strangely, or was anything off about them?
well, they came into the slums, which is something that's kind of unusual. They went towards one of the inns here, actually. I think. Maybe they were looking for a place to stay, didn't have a whole lot of coin on them. It's much cheaper here than it is in the city proper. And she points you, like, in the direction of where that inn is located. It's over there, further in.
Kasha smiles and thanks the lady, and steps back and just starts looking around to see if she notices anything.
Okay. You don't notice anything at this point. Were there any other questions that you guys wanted to ask her? At this point? Or not?
Is my mic muted?
No, I can hear
No.
you.
Okay, well, I have like no access to nothing on my desktop right now, so we're just gonna wing it. I didn't even hear how she responded to my role, so.
Oh, she agreed to answer some of your questions, but that she was
cool.
not going to come outside.
Jeez, okay, cool.
And
ma'am.
I'll go ahead and catch you up on what else happened. Kasha asked if she had seen Rokosh, and the lady had responded that yes, she had seen Rokosh, and
Okay.
that he was going deeper into the slums in the direction of one of the inns here.
Okay,
And she pointed you in the direction of that inn.
perfect. I'm gonna ask, can I show your son a photo and tell me if he can, or if he has seen it before?
You mean like a drawing, right? Because you guys don't really
Right,
have
right.
photos. Okay.
You know what I meant.
What's this drawing of?
A symbol.
Let me see it first.
I'm gonna show her the symbol.
Okay, you show her the symbol of the spiral in the circle, and she looks at it for a moment, and then she looks up at you, and she has this sort of like concerned look on her face.
Ooh, she knows.
We have seen something like that around here. Yes. I don't know what it is, but I'm sure you've heard. When you came here last time, the children had mentioned it. The faceless men, they say.
Mm-hmm.
They have that on their face. On their forehead, to be specific.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Well, I guess the only lead now is to follow the where her brother went. Okay. I'm gonna give her some money.
How much?
10.
Okay, she looks at your offering, and she hesitantly takes it, and she says, "Thank you."
And then we depart.
Okay.
Or I depart.
Got you. The rest of the party follows suit, I imagine. So after that, you reconvene in the middle of the street, ways away from the house, and Jonah, he seems like very tense, and he says, "Okay, that went a lot better than I imagined. Okay,
Stick with me, man. I know everything.
well, you seem to be a lot better at talking than I do." Yeah, things didn't really go too well last time I came into the slums, so I'm just a bit nervous is all.
No worries.
So, they went to some kind of an inn. Huh. Or at least in the direction of an inn.
Correct.
I guess your last hunch was right. How do we want to approach this? If we go into that inn and they are the person who's kidnapping, well, they're going to get instantly suspicious of all of us. Especially me, considering I'm one of the guard. So how do you think we should approach this?
I have a solution. He'll never suspect a pirate.
Question: can I cast a spell to like cloak us, not make us invisible, but to so other people see, well, beggars, so on and so forth?
Yeah, you could do like a shadow spell for that.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I could summon fog, guys. Totally a joke. Yeah, obviously. I'm not dumb.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could totally do like a shadow spell to like make people perceive you as something different than you are, for sure. They would roll against your roll, like when they saw you, but that is definitely a thing you can do. If you'd like to.
I mean, that sounds an idea.
Okay. It'll
Does anybody
cost-
else have another idea? What we could do? Which
It's
might-
we're
might be
going to
better.
an inn, correct? An inn, right?
Yes, apparently.
I could send Mr. Puppet in there. He'll never be spotted.
Your little puppet thing?
Yes.
It can move on its own? Keep in mind, I don't think any of your party members have seen this happen. Gemini, are you there?
Is
Oh no.
it
I think
Gone
something's... I'm not sure. Gemini, are you there? Hello? Christ. Okay. Well, I guess we will, What were you gonna ask, Torgwin?
No, I was just or would have just asked him about Mr. Hook.
Oh,
Asked
ask
if we
him.
should roleplay this out.
Gotcha.
But well, that's not gonna happen now.
Yeah. Christ. One sec, I'm gonna message
Anybody
him.
else?
I'm gonna message him on Facebook real quick. You guys can like roleplay or something while I'm doing this if you want.
Alright.
Guys, if
Anybody
you
else?
want, I can go ahead and walk in myself and take a look around.
I mean, you're gonna, well, take too much attention on you, I would assume. Split the party. Because if there are kidnappings going on and one person walks in on their own, I don't know.
Oh my gosh, I came back. I didn't even restart my PC, it just happened. Alright, what I missed?
It seems that he has escaped from his seizure.
The computer, man, I don't understand what's going on. You know what's crazy though? I haven't used this in a minute. I had to submit some freaking case notes and shiz yesterday. But anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna send the puppet in there. That's my strat.
And Jonah asks, as you say that, it can move on its own?
Of course, it's a puppet, man. What are you talking about?
What puppet?
Normally, puppets can't move on their own unless they're possessed by a spirit.
It's possessed by me. I can do this. Don't worry, Mr. Puppet's got it. He'll blend right in. They'll never know.
Huh.
Well, I guess...
When has a pirate ever been wrong?
Plenty of times.
Okay. All right. Listen here. Listen.
Listen here, you little shit.
We can do this. Let me talk to Mr. Puppet. Let me pump him up. Let me get him ready, and we'll send him in.
Well, I guess that's okay. We can at least like scout the area out a little bit.
Exactly. He'll come back to me. He'll tell me everything he sees.
Yeah, and we won't have to put any of us in danger. It's just going to be a puppet that's in danger.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what do you
Oh,
say?
we have to ask Mr. Puppet though. What does he want in return for this mission? Because I don't know if he's gonna do it willingly. I'm gonna look at Mr. Puppet.
He looks at you for a second, and Puppet lives matter. Jesus Christ! Oh my god. Okay, out of character stuff aside, Mr. Puppet looks at you for a second, and he can talk, right? Like, yeah, that's a thing. He talked before, right?
Yeah, I mean, you have to. My mouth has to move, but yeah.
Okay, so you're talking to yourself. What do you say to yourself? What does Mr. Puppet say to himself?
You want me to do what? Mr. Puppet, man, we want you to go in there, scout it out for a little bit, find out if you see the orphan brother of our compadre over here, and just let us know so we don't go into danger. What do you say?
What does he say?
He's gonna hold his hand out. He wants some money.
I tell you what, my little puppet friend. If you do this for us, I can guarantee you I can come up with a concoction to keep away termites.
How about an upgrade?
What kind of wood?
I was thinking metal.
I'm sure we can find a blacksmith.
The puppet looks around. Everybody agrees.
Jonah shakes
Yeah,
his
why
head
not?
kind of awkwardly. Sure. Why not? I have no money to contribute to this cause. But if I can, I will help.
Well, same goes for me.
Can we build a flight suit out of some feathers from the Birdman? Anyway, okay.
Out of character, potentially. Potentially.
Potentially?
Potentially.
Mr. Puppet says that and like holds out his hand for some feathers.
You want me to rip out my feathers for you?
For the cause.
He, Chorus, like, looks at you for a moment, kind of awkwardly. Can we wait? Because they might fall out naturally.
No pain, no gain.
Actually, he snaps his claws for a second with this, like, sharp grating sound. I know where we can get you some feathers, but I cannot go there.
It's a deal. All right, Mr. Puppet, let's do our thing. How close are we to this inn?
Well, you can't see it from where you currently are, so you walk a bit further in, and it's not too long, only a few minutes, before you arrive upon the location that you believe you're supposed to be in. You see an inn. It seems to be in pretty alright shape. It's not a complete dump, you know. Maybe the owner is making some kind of an effort to make it attractive and pleasant for the people who would come here. Above it has a sign on it that says Mathis and Redner Sons Inn.
Okay. Is it 2 stories, 1 story?
It's a 2-story wooden structure.
Perfect. The top of it, is it like, what's the roofing made out of, like hay or something?
Yeah, it's like hay topped.
Sweet. All right, Mr. Puppet, you ready? He shakes his head. Okay. I pick him up and I throw him on top of the roof.
All right, go ahead and give me a what is it? Let me just check my sheet here real quick. I gotta remember my own stats. Give me a bronze roll. Add your bronze twice. Actually, no, make it bronze finesse.
Ooh.
It's gonna be hilarious if you fumble this roll.
Kinda hope he does.
Oh, you do, huh?
Oh! Oh! So you go to throw Mr. Puppet onto the roof of the inn, and I'll give you two options. You can either have him slam against the side of the structure and take a little bit of damage, or you can have him go in through one of the windows.
Oh my god, I kind of just want to throw him at the wall just to be hilarious.
Alright, so you choose the wall then?
Yeah, it's got to be the wall.
Alright, so
Or
you...
like, I throw him and like I try to like over like a hook shot, and when I throw him, he hits the rim of the roof and just fucking. Oh my god. Yeah, he just smacks face first in the wall.
Mr. Puppet's gonna take 1 point of damage from that.
That's fair. We're gonna try it again.
Does Mr. Puppet say anything?
He just looks like just a blank face, like just looks, just stares. When he gets off the ground, he just looks.
A question: how far are we from the building?
You guys are fairly close. I mean, you're like on the side of the building, I would say.
Would it be possible to use my water whip and let the puppet walk up the whip?
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, Kasha will go ahead and just do that. She's like, before you break his face, how about we try this? And then she starts her little spell for her water whip.
Okay, I'll say you won't even have to make a roll for it. Just spend the mana.
Alrighty, that's 2 mana down.
All right. And do you want to describe how the spell like forms, or do you want to just like have me do it?
What she does, she just holds out her hand, and then all of a sudden, just water starts forming in the palm of her hand, and she reaches back. And as she does, she closes her hand, and when she does, the orb of water just starts taking on a whip-like shape, and she just flicks her wrist, and it just shoots out and wraps around the nearest beam that it can wrap around.
Gotcha. All right, that happens. Will Mr. Puppet climb the whip? Gemini? Oh no, not again.
He's gone.
Oh, he completely dropped out this time. That's unfortunate. Fuck. I hate it when we have technical difficulties. I really do.
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, let's take a short break here while we wait for him to come back. Use the bathroom, get a drink, you know, whatever you guys want to do. I'll be back.
Alright.
I have come back from the dead.
Yay for necromancy!
The last thing I heard was he slams face first into the wall, and then
Okay.
gets off the ground and staring at us menacingly.
Oh no, not again.
Not again. Like this has happened before.
Can we throw him?
He starts to slaying a very long line of lies and pokes you in the eye with his nose.
That's fair. That's fair. He throws some dirt at me. He tells me, you guys just see my mouth move as the puppet speaks. This is gonna cost you extra. Alright, let's try it again.
And before you do that, Kasha does her thing where she steps in
Whoa.
and she forms a whip of water to act as a tightrope for you.
Ooh. Dope. Okay. Mr. Puppet climbs the tightrope and shimmies up there.
All right.
Duh. And as you do, the puppet starts, you hear him. Duh, 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 duh. Alright, he's very dramatic.
Is that even legal?
Copyright infringement. He's on top of the roof, okay.
Okay, so
Now-
Mr. Puppet's on top of the roof.
And now he's gonna burrow through the hay.
Okay. You burrow through the hay roof to try and find a way in. And eventually you reach the wooden inner roof, I'll say.
Perfect.
Now the question
What's
is how to get through it.
Alright. Well, I'm inside another room, right? Or is it hay and then wood?
Hay and then wood.
Oh, shoot. I thought it was like a legit, like, just a whole hay roof.
Not quite.
Gotcha. Is there a window close to the roof?
There is.
He's gonna go to the window.
Okay. You go through the window, but it is secured shut.
He's gonna push it open.
All right. Have Mr. Puppet go ahead and give me a bronze roll for that, given that he is a puppet.
He can do it. I know he can.
It's gonna take some
Go,
luck.
puppet, go.
Mr. Puppet, he can do anything.
Don't forget, he has separate stats than you as well.
I know.
Okay. Just
So
making sure.
he has one brawn, everybody.
Yeah.
And he's a badass.
So
Yikes.
somehow, Mr. Puppet, with a little strength that he has in his puppet arms, manages to nudge the window just enough up to slip in. And you
Oh, I
all
haven't-
watch this happen.
Do we roll 2d10s all the time or 1d10?
Oh, you didn't even roll 2d10. Fuck.
I haven't been rolling 2d10s this whole time.
What the?
What? Yikes. Even.
Weird.
Wait a minute. Even
Yeah.
Light rolled one.
Shit, did I?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yes.
Oh, no, that was for... but that was because
what?
you guys were doing...
Oh, because of the. Okay. No,
Yeah.
I get it.
Because
Look
it
at
was
this.
like
Look.
a... No, I didn't make a mistake. It was because you and Jonah were doing a combined action, so you each rolled
Okay,
1d10.
Okay. Is 11 still enough for the puppet to push it open? Should I just roll one more d10?
You got it. 11 is enough.
Perfect.
Yeah, so you managed to push the window open, and just enough to get yourself in there. But now you've come to another obstacle.
What is it?
While this room is not occupied, the door is closed.
Dun, 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 dun. Okay, what's in the room?
It is an empty room. It is in pretty alright condition, actually. Can you guys hear me? By the way, okay, yeah, it's in
Yeah.
in pretty alright condition. Excuse me. The bed is well made and tidy. There's not any filth in here like you might have imagined there would be. And it seems, all in all, fairly pleasant. You see the door leading further into the inn itself. And that's about it.
Is the window open?
Now it is. Because you just opened it.
Okay, I'm in, okay. This is my plan. Mr. Puppet's gonna look out the window, okay?
Okay.
And he's gonna shout, "Throw the elf up here!"
No! Bunch of.
As soon as the puppet says that, I'm picking the elf up and just gonna throw it.
As
Not
you
the wall treatment.
all right, go ahead and give me a bronze roll. They are a bit heavier than the puppet though, so you're looking for at least a 15 this time.
I can do it.
Oh, God.
Don't forget 2d10.
Yikes.
So you, Torgwin, you're just standing there, like, bewildered by what is happening. All of a sudden, you feel somebody grab you from behind, like, just, like, manhandle you, basically, and toss you up. And the next thing you know, you're just, like, face first into the side of the fucking house.
I can see. Like, have you guys seen Open Season with the rabbits? They throw them out the window and they just hit the window and slide down.
You're gonna take a
Yep.
point of damage as you fall back to the ground.
1 point. All right.
Oh my god.
Could
Good
we
luck, buddy.
not do this again?
Chorus speaks up at this time and he says, friends, I could simply fly up there if it is necessary.
I'm gonna look at the bird. You could have done that this whole time.
And
I didn't know you could fly.
And he looks at you strangely. Friend, I am a flug. That is what we do.
I didn't know you could fly. I thought you were like the walking bird.
Have you never seen
Like
a
a
flug
dodo.
before, friends?
No.
You are one strange Pandoran. That
I'm
I
a
can say for
pirate.
sure.
I'm a pirate.
But I thought that we were trying to be sneaky, so it's, well, I'll just go up there now then, I guess. And he takes off as quietly as he can, grabs a hold of the side of the window, pulls himself up in there. And now Chorus and Mr. Puppet are in the room together. He goes over to the door, and he looks at the puppet, and he looks around, and he says to the puppet in a whisper, "Can you speak?"
Of course I can speak. I'm Mr. Puppet.
Do you want me to just open the door then?
It's probably a good idea.
Okay, and he takes the door in his like clawed grasp and he opens it as quietly as he can for you.
Mr. Puppet's gonna sneak out of the door.
Alright. You begin to sneak through the inn. There's 4 rooms up on the top level. You assume these are the 4 rooms that, people would stay at for the night. You are in one of the rooms closest to the stairs leading down. Below you, you don't hear much activity, but occasionally you can hear like a clank of like glass. Or at least you think it's the clank of glass. That's what it sounds like, at least.
Perfect. Alright. Mr. Puppet's gonna... are there any other rooms up here, by chance?
Yes, there are 4 rooms total, including the
Are they
one
all-
that you're in.
How many doors are open?
None.
None.
Besides the one that you just opened to get into this hallway.
Gotcha.
Do you want to investigate the other rooms, or do you want to go downstairs? Oh, fuck me. God damn it. Seriously?
Is he gone again?
It seems like it, yeah.
Quick question. Earlier, did someone mention they to use shadow magic to change their appearance?
Yep.
Yeah. But we
I
didn't
could do
it.
that.
Yeah.
Most of the group actually has shadow magic, if I'm not mistaken. Welcome back, Gemini.
Well, due to the
I'm back.
idea of Gemini, we went with that. At least for now. I don't know.
I've got shadow.
Okay. Continuing on, Gemini. So, do you want to try to explore these rooms, or do you want to try to go downstairs?
Can I poke my head down the stairs?
Yes. I'll go ahead and I'll say you can indeed poke your head downstairs to see what's going on down there. You do so, and all you see is the barkeep. He seems to be this like older-ish man, maybe in his 40s. Long brown hair with a beard. He's sitting there at the bar, and he is currently like washing some of his glasses. occasionally you see him like pour himself some alcohol, you assume, or some sort of liquid drink. Liquid drink. Of course it's fucking liquid. It's a drink, goddamn. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, he pours himself a glass of this very dark liquid every once in a while, and he like downs it real quick. But he doesn't seem to be doing anything. You don't see any customers in the inn. And Kasha disconnected. There she is. Okay. So, what would you like to do?
Okay, so I'm only seeing customers. I don't see any faceless men or anything.
No customers, and it's just the barkeep, and no faceless men.
Gotcha. Okay. There's only one person in here.
That's correct. And it's the barkeep.
Go back to the room with the flug.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell the bird, man. I'm gonna say, hey, there's only one person downstairs, and it's the barkeep. Okay. This is
okay.
This is what I suggest. We yell at the party, right? We tell some of them to go in. We tie the bed sheets around a post, have the rest climb up into this window while the others are downstairs. If there's any trouble, we can rush down there and flank the enemy from two sides.
That seems like a smart plan, I would say. For a puppet.
Exactly. I've been around.
Well, then I guess we should follow the others in. And he goes over to the side of the window, and he says, not yelling at you guys, but saying it just loud enough for you guys to hear what the plan is, that you're gonna, like, make a makeshift rope of sorts to, like, get into this window, and then some of you are gonna come from the top, while, the others go from the front, just in case there's any trouble.
Mr. Puppet's gonna jump down into the Phantom's arms, and we're gonna walk through the front door.
Okay, who would like to go in through the front, and who is gonna go in from the top?
I'll go in the front.
Okay. Jonah is gonna go through the top.
Probably gonna go to top.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw him.
Not again. Throw the rope, not me.
Gotcha. What about you, Marcus? Will you go in through the front door or through the window? Marcus?
I'm going through the window.
Gotcha.
Thought I said it.
Gotcha. Okay. With that out of the way, Gemini and Kasha, and I think it was just you two that decided to go in through the front door, actually. You two enter through the front door, and the barkeep looks up at you, and go ahead and I want you to give me a, I'm going to say guts perception roll, real quick. Both of you. Alright.
I'm trying to remember how to roll.
Oh, no,
Okay.
you don't have to roll anything. It's just those two. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to think about how to roll so that when I do have to, I will. Okay, I'm looking at what other people are doing now. Okay.
Okay. So, Gasha, you immediately notice that this man seems, quite drunk. He looks over at you and he's just like, can I help y'all? Don't usually get customers lately. And he sort of like narrows his eyes at you. Gemini, you can't quite put your finger on it, but you know, you've been around drunkards before, and this seems something, like, you can definitely tell he seems drunk, but you get the distinct feeling that there's a little bit more to it than just that.
Is there a glass with him?
Yes. Like
I'm gonna get a drink.
Alright. So you approach, And you ask for a drink then?
Yeah.
He looks at you for a moment, blinking his eyes, and he says, "You want a drink?"
Yes.
That'll be 2 pieces then, friends.
All right, I hand him 2 pieces.
All right. Is there anything specific you're looking for, or you just want the usual that I give my customers?
Give me the huge. The huge.
All right, you got it, friend. And he goes and he turns around and he gets a glass and a bottle of, like, I'll say maybe whiskey, perhaps. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
He turns back around and he pours you a shot of it. Here you go, friends. Bottoms up, and he raises his own glass to you.
And we drink.
All right, he clink your glasses together,
Yeah.
and you both down a shot. So, what brings you here then? You don't look that poor. You probably get a nicer place in the actual city.
You're right, but I came here to help my companion find her brother.
He looks over to you, Kasha. Brother,
My brother Rokosh.
well, why do you think he would be here?
Some eyewitnesses said they seen her brother walking into this establishment.
Well, now that I think about it, you gotta excuse me, my mind's not been what it usually is lately. By the way, Gemini, Kasha, go ahead and I want you to both of you to give me a, it's gonna be another roll, and this time I want you to give me a, brains perception roll. Alright?
Are we actually hearing this?
You guys can hear, like, if you were, like, standing in the hallway, you could hear a bit of the conversation, but it's a bit quieter. You might have to, like, listen very intently. Okay, so we got a 14... No, that was the previous roll, wasn't it? Gemini, go ahead and give me a brains perception roll.
Give me a. I might need you to check Gemini's character sheet because.
Okay.
Again, my PC literally it like cuts out at the worst times for some reason.
Clearly. Okay,
I don't get it.
let me find your... Excuse me, let me find your character sheet then. 1 second. It's a good thing I keep a backup copy of these things.
Yeah, I'm glad you did. This is freaking insane.
We'll have to work that out for the next session.
I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't get a chance to, restart my computer whenever I got home.
Okay. Brains is 2, perception is 1. So
That's
3
plus 3.
total. Plus 3. That's correct. Okay,
Damn.
so Gemini, you don't notice this, but Kasha, you do. You notice that despite this inn being called Redner and Sons Inn, you don't see any sign of this man's sons anywhere. But he goes on, I'll continue what he was saying. He goes on and he says, now that I think about it, you have to excuse me, my mind's not quite what it's been in the past. I do remember seeing an Orcan, actually. He came here, I think. I think he did, at least. He's blinking his eyes a lot at the moment. Like he's like really trying to think about this hard. He stayed the night, and he wasn't here the next day when I woke up to get things started.
Did he leave anything behind?
No, but you're welcome to go up to the room he was staying in if you want to check. I can open it up for you.
That would be most appreciative, my friend.
I'm gonna stop the guy. Actually, sir, this may be a dangerous situation. I think you should hand us the key and just point us to which room it's in, and then we will hand it back to you once we depart, if that is okay.
He looks at you for a second, and he says, "Look, friend, I like you. You're a seemingly pretty nice guy, but I've learned a few things in my days, and I know one of the things you never do is you never give a stranger a key. They might use it against you. I'll go up there with you.
I'll give you 2 gold coins.
Sorry, friend, I can't do that. I'll say this. Up above in the top room, you can hear this happening. Like, you can hear them talking about coming upstairs.
Can we try to actually hide or just close the door? Basically.
You have a few...
Is that the room, though? Is that the brother's room, though? Because how stupid would that be? This whole bit would have been for nothing.
You don't know. You literally do not know if it's the room that he's going to bring you into or not. You could try to hide, like, in the room. You could try to exit out of the room, make it look like you were never there. There's a bunch of things you could do.
Well, it's kind of hard if we have to close the window from outside.
I mean, you may not have to close the window.
I actually just want to intently listen if they approach the door, like this exact door.
Okay.
If that's
that's fine. Gotcha.
that's what I can do.
Okay. The rest of you, Chorus, he like just goes out of the window and he like flies up onto the roof.
The bird just takes off.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's awesome.
Polly cracker.
Jonah begins to like climb down out of the window, and he says back up to you, "Take the bedsheet off. Take the bedsheet off, so he doesn't know we did this." Up to you, Torgwin and Marcus.
All right.
Well, I'm taking the bed sheet off. Is that going to require a roll?
No, not at all.
I'm doing it.
Gotcha.
I'm doing it.
Okay. You take the bedsheet rope that you guys had made out of the window, and you like hide it somewhere. As far as hiding places in the room go, there's underneath the bed, for as good of a hiding spot as that might be. Torgwin, you think you might be able to fit into like the little like
The dresser.
yeah, like the dresser. You might be able to fit into there. You are a smaller, person after all. Marcus, there's also the closet if you want to hide in there. That's always an option. But there's not much else for you specifically here. You can always choose to like get out of the window as well if you wanted to. What would you like to do, Marcus?
Well, I'm going to get out of the window. The question is which side. I'm going to get out of the window on the inside. And we got to do.
So you're gonna like jump out to where Jonah is?
I'm going to go where the rest of where at least one of our other people is.
Okay, got it. So you jump out as carefully as you can to go where Jonah is, and I won't even have you make a roll or anything. I'll say you do it. And Torgwin, what would you like to do?
The rope has all.
Yeah, but you can. It's not.
Alright.
It's not that far of a drop. You could make it.
No, I actually wanted to stay inside and close the window. It's just like
I understand. Okay.
try to get everything back to how it's been before we entered.
Gotcha.
And after that, I want to listen if they want to enter this room, and if they want to hide and cast or maybe cast invisibility, but that's like a maybe.
Okay. So you're listening outside as they continue to talk. Back in there, he says, "Friend, I like you, but you never give someone a key. I'll open the door for you, and you can go and you can search the room that he was staying in.
And then you're going to lock it behind us. Gotcha.
I'll be outside waiting for you to get out of there."
Lead the way, friend.
Alrighty.
As he turns around, I'm dropping Mr. Puppet on the ground, and so he doesn't see me put him on the ground, and then we're going to follow him.
Okay. So he begins to lead you guys upstairs. What is Mr. Puppet going to do while he's...
I'm going to go behind the bar.
Okay, behind the bar, you notice, of course, all of his merchandise behind there. And you also notice a cellar door leading underground.
Holy shnikes. I'm going to rob the cash register. No, I mean, I'm going to take the gold purse.
You're gonna take his gold?
Damn right. I'm
Okay.
a pirate.
So you see
I'm a
this like
pirate
you
puppet.
see this like bursting bag full of coin, like it's like
Oh
almost
my God.
bursting at the seams, right? Like it's actually pretty heavy for somebody like Mr. Puppet to be carrying around.
Question: would I see that happening as we're walking up?
You would see that he dropped Mr. Puppet on the ground. Yes. And that Mr. Puppet went behind the bar, but you wouldn't see him like robbing this man. No.
Okay.
Okay, so you're taking the man's gold. That's gonna weigh Mr. Puppet down by 2 units. By the way.
Strong enough.
Okay.
How much gold is it? We don't know yet.
You don't know yet.
And of course, my character sheet freezes again.
It's all right.
Hold up. I gotta write this down.
Yeah, go ahead
And
write it down.
is there anything weird about the cell door?
It's locked.
It's locked.
That's
By
not
like
necessarily weird, but it's locked.
Is there? It's like a padlock or like just a.
It's like
There's
an
no
old
symbols on it. No nothing.
No, nothing. It's pretty mundane. It's just a padlock.
Perfect.
Okay. He's leading you guys upstairs. Though, is Mr. Puppet gonna try to like break in there, or what is he gonna do?
Hell no, Mr. Puppet ain't breaking in nowhere. I'm taking that gold money, and Mr. Puppet's gonna go to the club. No, I'm gonna have Mr. Puppet. I'm gonna have him hide next to the entrance. Like if there's like a coat rack, or if there's like anything up there, or actually, Phantom's in the back of this line leading up this thing. I'm gonna have Mr. Puppet sneak back up the stairs behind Phantom and like crawl up his back and like hide.
Okay, here's what I need you to do. Go ahead, and Mr. Puppet is gonna make a finesse roll for me. Use his finesse twice. Because these stairs are actually like, kind of like an obstacle for Mr. Puppet.
We can do this.
Jesus Christ. I have to say, I think Mr. Puppet is by far my favorite character.
Hold on.
You have to put a roll before that. There.
He knows what he's doing, okay?
Does he? Mr. Puppet can't even roll right. Look
He
at that.
knows what he's doing.
Look at that. He didn't even get a 10.
He didn't need a 10.
So here's what happens. Mr. Puppet goes to like go up the stairs carrying this big ass thing of coin that's like causing him to be unstable as fuck. And he actually like falls like as he's going up the stairs, and the coin splatters onto the stairs everywhere, creating this loud ass jangle noise behind you.
Phantom's gonna go, damn kids breaking in the store. I'll get them, sir. Don't worry. Take my comrade to her brother's room. Get out of here. I'm gonna run down the stairs.
He looks back as he's looking, and he sees the coin and everything on the ground. And here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have him roll real quick to see like if
And he's drunk, right?
Yeah, he's drunk, so I'm gonna have him roll real quick to see if he like catches on to what the fuck is happening.
Can Phantom do a face roll for that?
Yes, you can do a talk face roll.
Oh, that perfect.
All right, and he's gonna do brains perception, but it's gonna be half. So he looks at the bag of coin, right, and he's like, "Hey, wait a second, that's my coin. I recognize the bag."
Roll.
Go ahead. I'm gonna say, like, did Mr. Puppet like go limp on the ground? Perhaps.
Oh, of course.
I'm gonna message you something real quick, Gemini.
Oh!
That's pretty fucking. Holy shit! I just got a power surge. Oh fuck. It's basically like D&D. God damn it. Hey, Kev, can you message Mike real quick and tell him that I'm trying to get back onto the internet now and I'll be back in just a second. Thank you.
Nope,
May-
Clyde has returned.
Maybe he's the bad guy.
Maybe he's the bad guy.
We'll know. Or maybe next week.
Like, next time on Dragon Ball Z.
I mean, I guess.
Will Mr. Popo kick Goku's butt?
I think Mr. Popo could. Has Mr. Popo ever been a playable character in any DBZ game? I don't
I'm
think
not
so.
sure.
Kami, or not Kami. What's his name? Piccolo, the guy that Piccolo fused with, the other Namek.
Okay, I am very sorry about that. We just had a power surge here.
Aha, I knew it.
Yeah, it's
Clyde,
been...
did you see what I rolled?
Yes, I did. You got a 22. Did you see the message I sent you on Facebook?
No, it didn't go through.
Try
Oh, it
it.
just did.
Yeah.
Hold up.
Okay. Yeah, and you could say that it's your bag. That it just looks the same or something like that.
My 22.
Yeah, I would... if you want to do it that way.
Okay, I'm gonna do it like that. Oh, I dropped my puppet on the ground. Oh no. I'm gonna say the... No, I already yelled that out. I'm gonna chase it. I'm gonna commit. I yelled that there's someone breaking into the store. I'm gonna go down there. Does he let me do it and defend him off because he's drunk?
Okay. He goes down the stairs to look at what's going down there. With you. What are you doing, like, to pretend like this scenario is actually happening?
So the guy's older than me, so I'm like jumping down the stairs. I'm like kicking stuff over before he makes it all the way down. I'm like pulled my sword out. I'm like swinging it, and I'm gonna say, "I think there's one behind the bar, sir. You need to stay up there. Stay up there. I'll get him." Does it work?
Okay.
Is it possible? Quick question, Lied. Is it possible to make like little shadows to make it look like there's somebody down there?
You could, but I'll say it's unnecessary.
Perfect.
I'm trying to think of how you could play this off.
Does he go down? Okay, the question is, did he go down far enough to see the gold on the table on the stairs?
Yeah, he turned back and he saw it, and he's like, "That's my gold," he said.
Oh, I didn't think he was all the way. I didn't think he could see from down there. Shoot.
No, all he'd have to do is turn around.
Okay, fine. All right, I already committed to yelling that someone was breaking in, and that was the cause of the commotion. I didn't know he actually seen the gold spill everywhere, or he turned around and seen the gold on the stairs. Shoot. Okay, I'm down the stairs. I've caused a ruckus in the bar. I've drawn my weapon, and I'm trying to tell him to step back. This is a dangerous foe. Does he buy it?
Okay, here's what I'll say. He yells down at you. Did you get him?
No, sir, no. Stay up there. You might need to go higher. I might have to call the city guard.
Don't call the guard.
Go up there. Did he go up there?
He's just staying where he's at.
God damn it.
Kasha, you're just far enough down that you know there's not anybody actually down there. What are you doing in response to this?
I'm gonna start breaking stuff.
She just so her friend doesn't get into any more possible trouble.
How close
She's
is he to Mr. Puppet?
How close is what?
How close is the man to Mr. Puppet?
He can see him. He can see the puppet clearly.
Damn it. Okay.
There's a nearby window that you could break to make it seem like they're.
I'm throwing shit out the window, man. I'm doing everything.
To make it seem like they're.
I'm doing
running
the most that I need to do to this room to make him convinced that I should probably not go down there.
Okay, you could make it seem like whoever was in there ran away by breaking the window, perhaps.
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay. So you do that. You break the window open. Do you yell something like, they're getting away?
Come back. I'm gonna pretend like they're actually beating me, and I'm gonna fall on the stairs. I'm gonna try to run up the stairs because I'm gonna try to pretend I'm scared and run up the stairs and try to push him up the stairs. We have to fall back. They're gaining on me.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna say.
Does this work?
Here's what happens. Everybody that's not in the room with Gemini and Kasha, you hear this commotion happening.
Oh man! Oh, dude, what's going
Torgwin, you're in wherever you're in the room, right? And you hear them they're attacking. And you hear shit being broken and things. How do you react to this? For all you know, your comrade is most likely getting murdered out there.
If there was a commotion happening, I should also hear Marcus and Jonah and so on and so forth screaming.
Yeah, you hear them moving outside. They're like, oh sh! You hear Chorus we have to go! As he's flying. He actually, I'm gonna say he flies through
the window.
He flies through the He flies through the window of the room that you're in, and he just goes. And Jonah is also gonna go through the front door at this point. Marcus, do you follow him?
I'm going through. Well, yeah. If he's going first, I'll follow him. I was going through the front door before I.
Okay, got
saw him doing it. But I like following.
Oh my god, this turned out into something crazy.
All right, so you see Torgwin, you see Chorus break through the window. Glass shatters everywhere as he runs towards the door.
Is this enough to scare the man now that he heard all? They're coming back, sir. They've come back with friends. And then I'm going to say, they have no faces.
Okay. Here's what I'm going to say. He's like, we can hide in the rooms upstairs. He yells.
Absolutely.
Oh yes, yelling. Where you're gonna hide? I love that.
Well, he is drunk. Bear in mind.
Does he go back up the stairs?
Yeah, he runs up the stairs.
all the gold everywhere, just right into my hand. I'm looking at the puppet. The puppet's looking at me. I'm like, this is your fault.
Yes.
Okay. So 1 second. Here's what I'm gonna say happens. Torgwin. The door that, because it's actually the one closest to the stairs, he like, you see the doorknob turning, right? As the guy, the barkeeper, like flings the door open, right? And he like goes into the room and he immediately sees you and Chorus, and he's like, "What's going on?" Downstairs, real quick. Marcus, you and Jonah go in, but you don't see anybody down here. It's just like Gemini, just like breaking shit all around. You see him, he goes and he like collects the gold off of the ground.
How much gold was that?
You don't know yet. You haven't gotten a chance to count it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm putting it in my pack, and then I'm gonna be like, you guys took too long. They got away. Way to go.
And from upstairs, you can hear the man yelling, "They're in here! Help!"
And I'm gonna look at them. I'm like, you guys should go up the stairs. Go get them. Take Mr. Puppet. He'll protect you.
Kasha runs in upon seeing her two party mates. She's like, "Worry not, friend. These are my bodyguards. I sent them upstairs from the outside. So my apologies on that."
Okay. He looks at you. You told them to break into my inn?
The broken window, it was not expected with the commotion that just happened downstairs. They, by the look of it, they overreacted and thought I was in danger and came rushing in as quick as they could.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna say happens. The innkeeper gets like just really fucking pissed off at you guys, and he just yells, "Get out of my inn! All of you! All of you! Go! Go!" And he just like begins to try to like
downstairs.
Yeah, like he's yelling.
I'm breaking
like,
the cellar door open.
You're gonna break the cellar door open while this is happening?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead and how are you gonna break it open?
I'm gonna shoot the lock off.
You're gonna shoot the lock.
Yep.
Broad daylight.
In the slums.
In the slums.
With a bodyguard.
With the innkeeper. In the building.
With the king's guard.
Okay. Okay. You shoot the lock off as well as a hole through the fucking door. Why not? And it's open now. You can go down there. And the guy, he like flinches as he hears the gunshot go off. Bear in
They're
mind,
getting away! I'm yelling, they're getting away! I'm gonna drop Mr. Puppet down there and I'm gonna shut the cellar door and stand on top of it.
Okay. Okay. Jonah is looking at you and he's got this look of like, what the fuck are you doing on his face?
I'm gonna pull my sword out and point it towards Jonah. Get out of here, robber!
Alright, he takes the hint. He sees like, oh, you're okay. And he takes the hint and he goes back outside.
Does the man see Jonah run off?
No, he's like trying to usher.
Oh, okay.
He's trying to like get these like people that are like breaking into his shit out of his
Perfect.
inn.
What does Puppet see down there?
We'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
So, Torgwin, you're like being like yelled at. Like this man is like just yelling for you to get out of his store. What do you do?
I'm sorry, sir. Yeah, we're leaving. Yeah.
All right.
And I'm just walking or getting or attempting to get back out of the window.
He's climbing back out of the broken window. I'll just go where I came from.
Basically, just because there's something iffy going on, and it's probably just us.
Gotcha. So you and Chorus, you go out of the window, and this guy turns to you, Kasha, and he yells, "Well, what are you waiting for? Go! That means you too."
She smiles and was like, before I leave, here, let me pay for the damage my bodyguards made. And by the way, you two, when we get back to the ship,
They're already gone. They're already gone. They
oh,
left.
they're gone. She reaches into her pouch and hands him that crazy jewel that she's always carrying around.
Okay.
Has the base of it's made out of onyx, and in the middle of it is a bright sapphire blue stone, and on the outside of that is a light ice blue stone that looks like it could be pure ice, and it shimmers in whatever light that it's in.
He seems to calm down a bit at this gift. He takes it from you and he says, "Leave."
As you wish.
Okay. So you see Kasha going downstairs and leaving out of the inn.
I put my gun away.
Okay.
I just have
Phantom.
my sword out.
Just have your sword out? Okay.
Yep.
In that case, what are you, like, just standing on the cellar door?
Yep.
Okay. He comes downstairs, and we're gonna do, like, a couple different scenes here. Firstly, I want to do what Mr. Puppet sees. So he's down in the cellar. It's really fucking dark down here. There's no sources of light. He can't see shit. Like, at all.
Hello?
He whispers out into the darkness and nobody responds.
He's gonna, like, touch the wall and, like, follow the wall.
Gotcha. You follow the wall down into the actual cellar proper, and you can see a little bit of daylight streaming in from an entrance. You assume it's an entrance that goes outside.
Nice. I'm gonna peek through.
You see the back of the building.
Okay. Is there anything else in there that I can see from like the light?
You can see some, like, storage crates, some barrels, that sort of thing.
I'm gonna open them.
You're a puppet.
Okay, fair enough. I'm just gonna push the door open and then.
You try to push the door open, but it's locked from the outside.
But it's just enough where I can crack it open a little bit.
Just a bit, perhaps.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, here's
Is the lock on the inside or the lock on the outside?
Lock is on the outside.
Perfect.
Okay, here's what I'm going to say. We're going to switch over to the rest of the party, minus Gemini. You guys are, like, standing a ways away from the inn. You've reconvened by this time. And Jonah...
Yeah, right.
And Jonah just asked, what the hell was all of that? Kasha, what happened in there?
Mr. Puppet made a mistake.
The puppet made a mistake? What do you mean?
Don't worry about it. I hopefully got the innkeeper settled down.
Well, I am kind of worried about it, because now he's going to be even more suspicious of us if we try to go in there.
They don't ask where the hell Gemini is at.
Yeah, I'll say at this point, Cora says, it seems we are missing one still. 2, if I might be more correct. And at this point, the rest of the party notices that Gemini is indeed not with the group. So the innkeeper comes back downstairs and he sees you and he's like, what are you doing behind the bar?
I'm going to say the intruders that broke in that I was trying to protect you from were breaking into here. After I got them away, I stood over it. What is down here that they wanted so bad?
He looks at you for a second. It's just my supplies for the inn. It's my food and drink and stuff down there.
Gotcha. Well, sir, I think you need a professional bodyguard because obviously some people are out to get you.
Did one of them go down there?
No. They attempted, but I stopped them. So they must know what you keep down here.
Not like they'd find anything really valuable anyway. It's just food and drink.
Other than destroying your bar, I have no idea what else they may have tried to take.
If you could just do me a favor and leave me for the day, please. I can
Understood,
take care
but
of myself.
For defending your bar, might I still have a look at my friend's room, and then I will leave?
They were your friend?
No, the people that, the whale that you escorted out.
Yeah, that's who I mean. That's who I
hired
mean.
to speak with you. Not my friend. That is her brother. I'm friends with her brother, not her.
Fine, I'll let you take a look at the room.
Thank you.
But after that, leave.
I will.
He goes back upstairs with you behind him. He opens the door for you to go in. It turns out it was not the room that you guys were breaking into. It was the room across from that room. He opens the door for you. And he
Mr.
says,
Puppet's going to get out through the cellar.
Okay, got it. And he's like, all right then. Is he going to where's he going to go? Is he going to try to meet up with the rest of the party, or is he going to go back to you, or what's he going to do?
Mr. Puppet's going to climb out of the cellar, and then he's going to go to the broken window that the bird flew out of, and just hop down and just sit down and just wait for me.
Okay. I'll say that happens.
Okay. I'm gonna look through the room. I'm just gonna do a thorough inspection of the room. Do I find anything of interest?
No. It's
nothing.
Just like all the other rooms. There doesn't seem to be anything of particular importance in here. It's clean. You don't see any of Rokash's belongings or any sign that he had been here.
Interesting. Okay. I'm gonna ask the man, do you live here by yourself?
I have for a while now. My sons went back to the mainland.
Oh,
so it's just been me.
So you sleep in one of these rooms up here?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm very, very sorry about being alone. That must be very troublesome. I too am alone. I have no friends.
It is what it is.
But I will leave you to it. Seems like you need to take a drunken nap, my friend.
I need to figure out how I'm going to fix my store. That's what I need to figure out.
Are you currently hiring?
No.
Okay. All right. Next time. I'm going to leave.
Okay. You leave out the front door. And you all meet back together.
I grab the puppet.
Yep. And you all meet back together at another location in the slums. So Jonah looks at you for a second with this very concerned look, and he's like, "You mind explaining exactly what that was there?"
Of course. Basically, what happened was that the cellar seemed to be the most important place, but I had to get him on my side to also allow us to look into the room of our missing Orkin guard. So I had to pretend like I was defending his bar to keep him upstairs. I can understand how that may have made it, scary for y'all to, force y'all to intrude, but thankfully that you did. I was still able to view the room of our missing friend. Nothing was in there. However, the cellar may still be of some interest to us.
Jonah,
but other than that, I got nothing out of that.
Jonah looks at you for a second and he says, "That has to be the most convoluted plan I've ever heard to keep somebody's attention away from you."
Did it work?
Did it work?
It did.
Well, I guess that it worked then.
I distracted him. We got into the cellar, and I seen the room we needed to look at. You're welcome. Mr. Puppet wants his money now.
The problem now is that how are we going to get back into that building? He's not going to just let us walk in now, especially.
You're
now.
right. But I know where the cellar is, the exit of the cellar. And we can break in at night when he's sleeping after he passes out from being drunk.
Well, I guess we'll have to wait till the night then, huh?
Absolutely.
A question: How dark is this area?
Right now, it's like in the afternoon,
Oh, exactly. Okay.
like midday.
And the lock to the door is on the outside, so. I'm gonna reload my pistol.
Okay, make sure you note that you spent one of your bullets too.
Yeah, I already did.
Okay. Chorus speaks up and he says, "You said there was nothing in the room?"
Nothing in the room of our Orkin guard. Nothing.
Nothing now, but I wonder if there was anything there before.
Potentially. That could have been. I know exactly what room it is, too, so. I can go there and shoot him in the face if you want me to.
Jonah, raises his hands up. He's like, whoa!
Joking. Obviously, I'm joking.
Yeah, preferably we don't kill anybody.
Yeah, no worries. I totally understand. Only faceless monsters. Gotcha. Anybody want a drink? No? Okay.
So, you guys are going to have to wait till night now, presumably. Is there anything
Mr.
you
Pub
wanted...
is going to look at the bird.
Okay, what does he say as he looks at him?
The feathers.
He says, the feathers? That's what he says to him?
Yeah.
Okay. Do any of you remark at the fact that he has a talking puppet?
As a shaman, Kasha's seen weirder.
Fair enough. At this point, Cora says, the feathers. Of course. I can show you to some more of my people.
You want me to take them from your people?
Well, you'll see when I show you.
Fair enough.
Follow me then.
Mr. Pup is just going to, climb onto his back. I'm assuming we're going to fly somewhere.
No, he was going to walk there.
He holds his hand.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
Mr. Puppet's the best character ever.
Clearly.
I want him to learn how to fly.
Okay. He takes you into another area of the slums. And it's in this area that you find a sort of small, forested area. It's not it's not very deep, but it's enough to keep some stuff out of sight. And he brings you to this abandoned settlement, almost. You can see these bird nests, almost.
Oh shit!
But there's no signs of any other flug having been here for a while, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
But you do see all around feathers, on the ground, in the nests, all around.
Mr. Puppet's stuffing all these feathers into his little coin purse.
Okay.
So it's thick like a Dawn pillow.
Also, the pack, I assume you counted that as you were leaving, had 200 pieces in it.
I'm gonna go to the gold to the. Can Gemini go to the armor smith?
Separately?
Yeah, while we wait for dark.
Sure, if you're going to leave Mr. Puppet with them.
Mr. Puppet's with the flu.
Okay. Yeah, but the rest of the party is with the flug, too.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, I'm going to count the gold, before we depart, and then I'm going to, hey, I'm going to beeline it to the... Real quick, I'll be back. If that's cool.
Just don't get into any other situations, alright?
No problem, no problem. I'll be right back. Literally, I'm going to go find me a friend.
Right.
I think I have another friend in town somewhere.
Right.
Is it another puppet?
Actually, you know what? This is actual like a tangible person.
Oh.
You seem surprised that he has friends besides puppets, Jonah says.
No, I'm not really surprised. I was just interested. The way he talks about Mr. Puppet, I'm not, well, and the way Mr. Puppet acts, I'm not sure it's a puppet. But,
What do you think Mr. Puppet is? I look at him with a stern look.
I think he's something magical.
Ask him. Ask him when he gets back. Ask him when y'all go. All right, I'm gonna run off. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab my other friend, and we're gonna do this together. We need some more muscle, I think.
Okay. As you,
Hey, Eli,
I know, I
sent you a
saw.
message.
As you walk away, Gemini, you feel like this freezing cold, like water, just like splash over your back as you walk away.
I'm gonna pretend like I didn't feel it and say the alcohol keeps me warm and walk away.
Okay. Okay. So going on with the rest of the party, then we'll go to this this settlement site that you've been led to by Chorus, and he begins to explain. This is where my flock. Well, when they come here, they stay here. It's also a common place for other flug flocks to come to as well. So I figured if he wants feathers, this would be the place to get them. Without me having to rip out my own, of course. Rah.
Perfect. Mr. Puppet says.
Oh, somebody disconnected. Oh, there we go. Welcome back, Torgwin.
Yeah.
Huh.
Thanks. Weird.
Okay. So now that you're in this this flug site, do any of you want to like try to say anything or like look at anything potentially here?
I'm taking feathers.
Yeah, I got that. You have a bag full of feathers now, by the way.
Perfect.
Is the puppet here?
Yes, the puppet is with you. It seems to be autonomous, completely.
Yeah.
Is there a cemetery here in the slum?
Is there a cemetery like in this area?
Yes.
In fact, actually there is a little bit of a sort of like, it's not really a cemetery, but you look around and you see this sort of memorial, almost. It's a stone in the middle of this settlement, and it has some sort of script, like etched into it. In fact, the more you look at it, it actually has all different kinds of languages scripted into it. You can even see some Orcan etched into it as well.
The Orcan script, what does it say?
It's names, Orcan names. In common, I'll say that you see a message written, and it's it reads. What does it read? I'm trying to think here. What would be fitting? To the fallen is what it reads. As you are looking at this memorial, Kasha, Chorus, he comes over to you and he says, the Flug, we realize the transience of this life. How everything is just fleeting, as it were. We don't hang on to things, but we do try to make memorials for the dead. Rah.
Mr. Puppet, that's very nice.
Kasha just smiles and let's see. reaches in and into her food pouch and takes out a few pieces of fresh fruit and sets it at the base of the memorial.
As you do this, Chorus remarks, "You are quite generous, I have to say." He seems a bit mixed with his feelings about that statement. To give to people who are not here, who are not people that you know. Maybe I have misjudged you.
Those who have passed are is somebody's mother, father, brother, sister, best friend. So, and even though they're no longer with us, they must still be honored for the people they were in life.
Indeed. Indeed. If there was nothing else, then perhaps we should find somewhere more amiable than here to stay, while we wait for the night.
That does sound like a good plan, my friend.
Okay. Marcus, Torgwin, was there anything you guys wished to do before departing?
I wanted to talk to the puppet, but I can't bring myself to say anything to him.
You're just freaked out. He's looking at you.
Fair enough. Nothing from you then, Torgwin, I take it?
No.
Me and Torg, how?
No.
What's Mr. Puppet? Is Mr. Puppet's a little shorter than Torgwin? That's a
Yes, that is correct.
okay.
How tall is Mr. Puppet?
I imagine him like maybe 3 to 3.5 foot.
I'm like a Yoda. Size,
Pretty much. Yeah.
but
Torgwin
not
is
as
like
nimble.
Torgwin is like 4 foot ish, as are most of the Ulf.
This is my.
What was that?
If it is.
Mr. Puppet's gonna say, "I was an elf once.
Did you take an arrow to the knee?
I took 2 to the face."
Okay, we're gonna hop scenes then, if there was nothing else you guys wanted to do here. Now, over to Gemini.
Perfect.
So you find yourself back at the smith that you were at before. Back at, he had introduced himself as, Stawn.
Yes.
And he looks up at you. You caught him in a moment where he wasn't working on something at the moment. And he seems surprised. Also, I forgot to mention, he is a Terran, but he has actually shaped his body to somewhat resemble Pandoran, like in stature and size and
Cool.
features.
That's
But he's still like made out of stone and shit. I forgot to mention that last session, I think.
That's cool.
So he
Let's
seems somewhat surprised to see you back. Back so soon, then?
I am, my friend. You had mentioned 250 gold for a full suit of armor, correct?
That's correct.
Well, you know what? I have a friend in the city that told me that if I bought them a suit of armor, they would come with me on an adventure.
Okay,
So
but
I'll
unless
take
you
it.
have the money...
I slammed the freaking pouch on the table. Counted out 250 already and just gave it to him.
All right. I'll be a moment to assemble your armor. If I'm assuming you would prefer to wear it to bring it to him. It would be quite cumbersome to try and carry it around otherwise.
Not to worry, he's not too far away. Just, if you took the chest plate and the leggings, rolled them up and then put them inside the chest piece, I could use both my hands, carry it over to him. It'll be real quick.
Very well. I'll get it here in a moment.
Perfect. Also, I'm going to say, hey, do you have any lockpicks, by the way?
I don't make those kinds of things.
Because my mother locked her key inside her room.
I didn't ask for your reasons for wanting lockpicks.
Oh, okay.
And frankly, I think that your excuse just makes you all the more suspicious.
Fair
But
enough.
you're paying me good money, so I'll look the other way.
Fair enough, fair enough.
And he brings you the armor set.
Cool.
There you are, then.
Perfect. I'm going to head over to where my friend is at, and then we are going to meet up back where we left the party.
Okay. So you're just going to do the thing you said in the message to me?
Yeah, but we'll get my friend in.
Okay. Sounds good.
I only got 19 gold left.
Worth it.
Yeah, for my friend to join?
1 second. I'm going to send you a message, Mike. Give me 1 second.
Yep.
I accidentally unhooked my fucking earphones here. You got that?
Yep, we're
Okay.
good.
So you meet up with your friends.
Ragnar,
quote.
how's it going, my best friend? Good to see you, Ragnar McRyan.
What does he say back to you?
A deal is a deal. A deal is a deal, Gemini. You promise me one suit of armor and I'll get back in the saddle and join you on your adventure.
Got it. Okay. So,
I'm assuming that's what he says.
Yeah. Yeah, something along those lines. You meet back up with the party. Where did you guys say you were going to meet again?
Back. I'm assuming back before we departed.
So, like, in the slums again? Like the entrance of the
Right.
slums?
Right.
Okay. You guys meet back up at the entrance of the slums. And you notice now that Gemini has somebody new with him, but you can't discern any of their features. Only that they're in a suit of armor, of all things.
Gemini, are these the friends that you mentioned? Yeah, that's them right there. They're on their way.
Jonah approaches you. He looks at your new friend, and he says, who's this? More help?
My name is Ragnar McRyan. I used to be a knight before I got too old. But now I'm ready to assist my good friend. A deal is a deal.
You must really care about your job, then. I mean, going around in that armor everywhere.
It is my sworn duty. I lost the armor of my people, and whenever my family makes promises, we aim to keep those promises. I jokingly made a promise that if Gemini ever earned enough money puppeteering, that I would join him in a quest. Gemini looks at y'all and I made a lot of money puppeteering, right?
How do y'all
Mr.
respond to
Buck.
that question? Nothing? Okay. What does Mr. Puppet say?
Mr. Puppet walks away from the Birdman and looks at the suit of armor and goes, "Oh, you got Ragnar, huh? Yeah, I never thought you could do it." And then climbs back up Gemini's back to stow away with the bag of feathers.
Jesus.
It's a good day. Good day to die, right? Okay. Is it dark yet?
Yeah, unless you guys wanted to, do anything else in the meantime before it got dark, I was just gonna skip ahead. Was there anything specific that anybody wanted to do before then? Okay, I'll take that as a no. In that case, it is dark now. Very dark. It gets dark pretty quickly, too, considering it's the middle of winter. And with a little bit of the heat that's gone from the the sunlight, well, it's cold, really cold. Unless you're like resistant or you don't feel the cold, in which case it's not cold.
Mr. Puppet feels nothing.
So, you guys meet up a bit away from the inn that you're going to try and infiltrate now. Chorus says, "I'd like to get into that room. I wanted to see if I could figure something out potentially.
Perfect.
Do you think you can get me up there without us being noticed?"
This is the strategy. Okay. I think we send Mr. Puppet and Torgwin through the window. I'll point to you what window it is. Yes, we can do this. And then the rest of us, we can go to where the lock is, break the lock on the cellar, and view the cellar downstairs.
Friend, I think it would be better if we went to the room first. I wanted to make sure of something. Just
Too many of
case.
us in one room though would be too loud.
He tilts his head slightly at that. You have a point, I suppose.
That's why if you take the little ones with you, they're not going to make much noise and they can be your lookout.
Okay, let me see the puppet.
I throw Mr. Puppet. Like he's like sleeping, I just like snatch him off my arm and just throw him.
Okay,
Catch.
Chorus catches him mid-flight.
He's just looking back at me like, you son of a bitch.
And Chorus says to the puppet, "Hold on for a moment, won't you?
Yes. Wait, is Torwin coming?
I can only fly one person at a time. I just need a moment."
The puppet weighs nothing.
It's awkward. It messes with my balance. You have to understand that.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough.
He flies up as quietly as he can to the broken window that you guys, made earlier, and he drops the puppet off inside. He comes back a moment later, and he kneels down slightly. "Get onto my back. Try to be as close to the center as you can."
Try to.
Okay,
Cool.
so you get on his back as he instructs, and then he takes off, but he's noticeably slower and a bit clumsier as he does so. He gets you up there and into the room, but he seems quite exhausted by it. He's seeming to breathe heavy. Okay, let us make this quick then, won't you? Follow me. Wait, what room did he say it was in?
Mr. Puppet points.
Okay, let's us be quiet then as we make our way there.
And then Mr. Puppet whispers, "But the man also said that he also sleeps up here."
Well, then we should be very careful to be extra quiet. Shouldn't we?
Agree.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna have Torgwin, Mr. Puppet, and Chorus. All of you guys are gonna make a finesse roll. 1d10 plus your finesse, and then we're gonna add only your finesse once, by the way, and then we're gonna add the two lowest results together to see how well you guys sneak. All right.
Dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun. You said 1d10?
Yeah, plus your finesse. Wow, that's shitty.
A question: is it possible to use water magic to make a thunderstorm?
Oh, shoot.
Not quite. If you had fire magic, you could potentially do it, but that would be like really costly to make a whole thunderstorm.
Oh,
Hey, that's not
yeah.
too bad. Now we just need Torgwin's roll.
No,
Oh, you already rolled.
over yours. Yeah.
Okay. So 13 total.
Ooh.
Alright. You guys are sneaking through the building. As much as Chorus tries, and goddamn does he try, his claws just like scratch all over the ground, like against the wood and shit. It's just like, I don't know if you guys can hear that at all, but it's very noticeable.
Jesus.
Oh yes.
But somehow, through it all, like he stops like after he takes each step, and he like flinches a little bit as he does it, and then he takes another step. But somehow, you guys manage to get to the other room, and it's locked.
Son of a bitch.
Ooh, one of you know how to pick a lock, he whispers.
Mr. Puppet raises his hand gingerly.
And Chorus whispers back to you, a puppet of many talents,
He just looks. Nods his head.
Okay, Chorus picks Mr. Puppet up, and he pulls him up to the lock.
I need a pick, though. What if I took your talon?
My talon? To pick the lock?
Like, stick your claw in the hole. Ooh! Okay, wait. Can Mr. Puppet remove the pin that's like his elbow and use that metal piece as a pick?
Yes, I'll allow that.
Okay, cool. Mr.
Also,
Puppet pulls.
If you wanted to, you could reshape it with earth magic to make it even more like a pick.
Reshape my little hand.
You could.
Oh,
you could do that too.
I could do that.
Or shrink the door.
Or yeah, you could also try to just magic your way through the door, like decay the lock or something like that with earth magic. There's a bunch of different things you could do.
Okay, Mr. Puppet does 1d10 plus 5 for earth magic.
Okay, so here's what you do. What that means is that you roll. You're going to be rolling 3d10, and then you're going to be adding the plus 5. You'd keep the highest 2 die.
Okay.
Because you have a specialty.
Roll.
Yep, 3d10.
3d10.
Yep.
Plus 5.
Yeah. But you're going to be keeping only the 2 highest die. So a 6 and a 2, that's 8 plus 5 would be
13.
13. Yep, there you go. So,
is it enough?
Yes, I'll say it's enough. It costs you 1 mana to reshape your hand into a pick.
Perfect. Mr. Puppet picks the lock.
Alright, go ahead and give me a finesse roll. Also, that's going to cost you 1 mana. I don't know if I said that or not.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead and give me a finesse.
Finesse.
Yep.
I teach my puppet everything.
Except for how to pick locks. You rolled really badly there.
It breaks my fucking hand.
Actually, no, you didn't. You forgot to roll. You only rolled a d10 there. Roll another d10.
Should I just do roll 1d10?
Yeah, and then add it to your previous
bad.
result. That's fine. It's okay. So,
9.
9. Yeah, you try to pick it, and yeah, it takes you a long while, I'll say, but you manage to get through the door. But just at the last moment, you go to turn to get it, and your hand just it doesn't snap in half, but there's now a noticeable crack in the wood of your hand as you take it out of the lock.
The door open.
Yes, the door is open.
I'm gonna fix my hand with earth magic.
All right, go ahead and give me a roll. The perks of being made out of wood.
19.
Okay, so that's 8 plus 5, which is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, right? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
No, 8. Well, 15. plus 5. So it's 15 total. Or 18 total.
Okay, 18 total. All right, you cause the wood to reform and spread a little bit as it like fills in the cracks.
Cool.
Okay.
And I have my hand back.
Yes.
Cool. All right, we're in this bit. We in this.
You go into the room, and you.
Oh, that's -2 mana, right?
Yes. That's correct. You go into the room, and you close the door behind you as quietly as you can.
Mhm.
And Chorus reaches onto a pouch on his side, and he takes out this bag, right? And he opens the bag, and he reaches in and he grabs a hold of something, and he brings out his taloned claw, and you can see that he has a bunch of dirt in his hand.
I've got a jar of dirt. Okay.
Bag of dirt, but yes. And he blows it out into the room, and you watch in the dim light as the dirt swirls around and begins to take on 3 shapes. One
30?
of them, no, 3
Oh.
shapes. And you notice that they form into 3 shapes. 2 of them look to be like roughly the same size as like a Pandoran, and the other is noticeably larger, like roughly the size of Kasha. The larger of the 3 is laying in the bed, motionless. And you watch as the 2 figures go to either side of the bed, and they grab a hold of the figure laying on it. There's no signs of resistance or alarm from the figure that was laying on the bed, as the 2 Pandoran-sized figures lift him out of the bed, take him over to the door. You notice that a 4th shape forms as the door, like an illusory, like duplicate of the door, opens up, also made out of this dust, right?
Can we make out the shape in the door?
Yeah, you can make out the shape of the door.
No, I mean, can we make out the shape of the person that's standing in the door?
Yeah, it's, again, roughly the size of a Pandoran, but you can't tell anything more than that from it.
No features, no nothing, no limps when walking, no nothing.
Nothing.
Okay.
As this other figure opens the door up, and you watch as they take Rokosh out into the hallway. Do you, like, follow them to see what...
You
where they take-
damn right I do.
Okay. You follow them as quietly as you can. Chorus, he says, I will stay here. I don't want to make any more unnecessary noise. You 2 are much more maneuverable than I am. You go and see where they take him.
Okay.
Alright.
And you follow...
Push the elf so I go first.
You follow the scene as it goes downstairs. You watch as they take the figure down the stairs and over behind the bar and into the cellar.
Oh my god. Mr. Puppet, like, puts his hand on his face and goes, I was just down there, son of a bitch.
Do you follow them into the cellar?
Is the cellar door locked again?
No, it's not locked.
I'm going in.
You're going in?
Well,
I think I should tell the elf, hey, if I get turned into sawdust, tell Gemini I love him.
Are
Okay,
you
so-
going in alone, or are you going to go with Torquil?
I'm gonna tell him I think you should go tell the Birdman to go, because if I get hurt, it'll be okay. If you get hurt by yourself, you die. Plus, I told Gemini the other entrance that they should be already attempting to break in now.
And on the other side,
No.
they are there, waiting.
Perfect. Yes. But I think you need to tell the Birdman to rendezvous with them outside. Other than that, he's just standing in there. And I think you're going to have to be the one to open the window so his talons don't scratch the glass and make a loud noise.
alright, so guide him outside. Basically, tell him what's going on. Alright?
And I'll meet you guys on the other side.
Torgwin then just sneaks back up and does just that.
Cool.
Okay, you meet back up with Chorus, and the two of you, stealthily as you can, that is, make it back out, and you rendezvous up with the rest of the party. Puppet Man, you go down into the cellar, and you watch the scene as it continues to unfold. And you watch as these figures, from what you can see at least, because it is still very dark down here, they take him through the cellar over to a nearby wall. And it's like they step through the wall. Like, you don't know how to explain it. They just go through it. But there doesn't seem to be any way to get through there. Maybe some sort of a hidden entrance or something of that nature, but you're not sure.
Cool. Okay. I'm gonna go walk towards where I seen the light at earlier, and just wait there for them to get through.
Okay. You go over to the door leading outside, and you push it open just a little bit, at which case I imagine Gemini notices that.
Yep.
Alright, what does Gemini say? Or do?
Well, Gemini knew where the lock was the whole time.
Yeah.
I would imagine I'd try to talk to Marcus and see if he could melt the lock off without, us like swinging something to break the lock open.
Alright.
And the elf goes, "Kasha, I seen where they took your brother."
Well, I mean, they would have to... Torgwin would have to say that, but yeah.
No. Oh, no, I thought you said Mr. Puppet was at the crack when you pushed the door.
Oh, okay, yeah. He could say that.
He's going to whisper, "Kasha, I know where they took your brother." And then Mr. Puppet's going to pretend something grabbed him by the leg, and he's going to go, "Ah." Does it make Marcus melt the lock off faster? If he wants to.
Marcus, do you want to try to melt the lock to get in there, or what would you like to do? Marcus, are you there?
Yeah. I thought we were going in after we broke the lock.
Yeah, but you have to break the lock first. Like you
The
guys are...
lock is
It's a padlock.
Oh, it's a padlock. I've got some powers. I wish I knew my character better, but let's see.
I think you should
I
melt the
don't
lock.
want to do it. Could I use fire to just melt the lock?
Yes. Yes, you can.
And I'm probably going to have to put a lot of power into it, but I haven't done anything tonight. So let's see. What do I have to roll on?
I'll say just spend a point of mana, and you can just do it. I won't require a roll.
Okay, I got fire +4, so I should be able to heat it up pretty good.
Yep.
Okay, I'll use a point of mana and melt the lock.
Okay.
Not the most efficient way to get in the door, but nobody else seems to be doing it.
Alrighty. By this point, Chorus and Torgwin, you guys make it back to where the rest of the party is.
No one was alarmed that Mr. Puppet got dragged away? Okay. I just pick him up off the ground.
Okay.
All right.
After a moment, the lock becomes red hot as you're like pumping heat into it and intensifying that heat. And then a moment later, it snaps off, and you just drop it onto the snow, where it like begins to like sizzle, and that.
Cool.
You're able to open up the doors and enter in freely.
All right. Mr. Puppet is going to show them what he's seen as they went through the door, the metal lock. Mr. Puppet's going to lead the way. Gemini's going to rummage through those crates that Mr. Puppet's seen earlier. What's inside?
It's like the guy said, it's food and drink.
I'm taking food and drink.
All right, I'll say you can get some rations if you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not a thief.
He says as he like steals from this guy. Okay, so Mr. Puppet, I imagine, shows them like where he saw those sand figures enter into the wall from before.
Mm-hmm.
Does he tell them like there's some sort of an entrance or something here, or he thinks there is, at least?
Yeah, he says that the figures walked up, they touched the wall, and then they walked through the wall as if there's a secret switch. But we could also just use earth magic to open the freaking wall if you guys want to. It's up to you, really, but one's going to be louder than the other. But we're in the slums, so I don't think the guards are going to come anyway. If the old man comes down here, we could just... And then Mr. Puppet goes... Because obviously he had something to do with the disappearance of your guard. So he's guilty.
Rokash is actually a diplomat, Jonah says.
Even worse. He should be executed. You want me to go do it?
No, I'd prefer that we take him alive.
Fair enough. Okay.
We want to know his reasoning, like why he's doing this. Presumably this guy, and he's whispering all of this, by the way, presumably this guy is behind the kidnappings, right?
Right. Do you want Phantom and Ragnar to go subdue the criminal, and you go follow the diplomat?
No, I think that we
No?
should.
Okay.
I think that we should go and get the victims first. I mean,
Fair enough.
you said he
Okay.
was. You said he was drunk, right? I mean, there's no way he's gonna wake up.
Fair enough. Okay, let's go through this wall.
So you said there's like a switch or something?
There's something. Something here made it to where they could walk through the wall.
Okay. How do you guys want to go about trying to figure out what is the secret?
Earth magic the wall open.
I would just cast radiant magic to gain insight on the
On the wall?
mechanism.
Okay. Go ahead. That is actually something that you can do. Go ahead and make the roll. It's going to cost you 1 mana.
Right. So just roll for radiant magic.
Yep. You can add additional mana to the spell as well if you want to increase your odds of success. You're looking for at least a 10.
So roll 2d10.
Yep.
Plus.
Hey, that's pretty good.
That's pretty 8.
So you infuse your hands, I imagine, with this radiant mana. They glow slightly as you touch the wall. And all of a sudden you can feel this knowledge just being like beamed into your mind. You see the door opening, and it doesn't seem to be opened by a switch. It seems to be opened through earth magic. Like you have to have earth magic to open this door.
Wow.
Pretty secure, to say the least.
Mr. Puppet's gonna look at you and say, I told you. Earth magic the wall open.
Alright, you win again.
The puppet is never wrong. Mr.
ahead.
Puppet goes up to the door. He rubs his hands together. And he says, Open sesame. As he does, you know,
Okay.
with that roll.
So that'd be 9 plus 5 would be 14. You open the door. It's going to cost you a point of mana to do so.
Yep.
Alright. And surprisingly, it doesn't make a whole lot of noise as it slides open, leading further in. It is pitch black further on, though, and you don't have any of the light coming in from outside to help you.
Can't the shaman see in the dark?
No.
No. Can't the birdman see in the dark?
Also, no.
Anyone's
Yeah.
got a
I
torch?
can't see in the dark.
What?
And I can't see in the dark. I don't see any special power to see in the dark.
Well, the question is rather, can we cast a spell to see in the dark?
Question:
Either shadow or radiant.
Can the boxes that Jim and I opened to steal the rations out of? Can I take the wood from the lid, break it up, and make torches using Marcus's fire magic?
Why would we make torches?
So we
I
can
have
see in the dark.
candles.
Okay,
Candles.
at this point, as you guys are arguing about how to, best see in the dark, Jonah outstretches his hand, and he just causes a flame, equivalent to a torch, to, light.
Yo.
So,
I guess I'll be
make
taking...
light.
I guess I'll be taking the front, then?
Let Ragnar says, I'll go right behind you, my good friend. Ragnar doesn't have a weapon, by the way.
Okay.
I never got him one.
Hey, you can always use earth magic to reshape his armor into a weapon.
I don't want to break his hands, though.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay.
I could reshape Mr. Puppet into a weapon.
What the hell? Yeah, reshape him into a wooden sword.
Well, you could just basically reshape the wall into a weapon.
Yeah, or the floor, or
If
any
you really wanted to.
solid substance.
Who
Or-
knows what kind of magic Ragnar has?
Okay, what we can do with earth magic aside, because it is a lot, you can proceed forward now.
Okay, so it's going to be Jonathan. Ragnar volunteers to go second. Jim and I just says, hey, I'll take the rear.
Alright, so let me just write this out real quick. Jonah, Ragnar, who's going to be the third person in the lineup? Kasha? Okay.
I can be fourth.
Alright, Marcus.
Mr. Puppet wants to go with Marcus. He holds his hand.
Okay, so...
He tries to hold my hand.
He's scared of the dark.
Okay, Mr. Puppet, I'll just write there.
I'm freaked out by him and he's holding my hand. Okay.
He just reaches up like a little kid and hold my hand. You can deny him.
I probably find that less annoying than, or not annoying. I probably stop being intimidated by him so much when he does that.
There we go.
Okay, so then it's going to be, I imagine, Torgwin after Mr. Puppet,
Probably.
then Chorus, and then at the very back we have Gemini. Okay.
Yeah.
So you march forward through the darkness. And after a while, you start to come across these cages.
Holy
More like-
shnikes.
Or well, there's cages and there's cells. And inside of them there are these people, but they are seemingly unconscious or dead. You're not really able to tell which at this point. And Jonah at this point, he just says, I can't believe it. This is the guy. We found him.
The guy?
Yeah, the person who's been kidnapping all these people. These are all the victims.
That was him upstairs? The man that we were with? I'm gonna argue. Jim and I's no, it can't be. That man was too foolish and was completely okay with us in here, and had no issue really at talking about what was downstairs.
Well,
And there was multiple people that Mr. Puppet said he's seen in the thing.
well, of course he would be okay with talking about what's down here. He didn't expect anybody to find this. Unless you're being sarcastic, of course.
Plus, there was
Yes.
something off about him. Possible magic or something that was used on him.
Oh, okay. What if he's under a spell?
Precisely.
Not Gemini. Jonah says, whatever the case is, let's get these people out of here, and let's make our way.
Paint a picture of the room that we're in first.
It's a hallway. There are
Okay,
cells on either side, as well
Okay.
as cages lifted off of the ground up on the ceiling.
Shit. Okay,
With,
so
people inside
it's
of it.
it's a hallway. How wide is from wall to wall?
It's about, Well, I'll say it's about 10 feet wide, the hallway is.
Okay.
So it's like, there's a fair bit of space in it.
So now where we stopped at, does it go further with more cages, or like did we actually hit the end of that cage?
You guys are just at the beginning where the cages start.
So it keeps going.
For a bit. You're not sure how long.
Oh shit. Do these people have faces?
Yes, they do have faces.
Are any of them talking?
No, they are unconscious at the moment.
Jesus.
Or dead. You're not sure which.
I'm gonna tell Jonathan, I'm like, hey man,
Jonah.
you need to summon the guard. Jonah, you need to summon the guard.
I was thinking the exact same thing. You guys, wait here. Get these cages open. Get these people out of there. See if you can wake them up or see if they're dead. I'm gonna go get the guard. Probably should have done that in the first place. And I'll be back, okay?
Mr. Puppet's gonna go with him.
Okay. Jonah allows him to, climb up on his back. Alright. Just be careful, be on the lookout, and I'll be back as soon as I can, okay? And he goes to leave. Kasha, I'd imagine at this point you're looking for your brother, right? In one of these cages?
Definitely.
Okay. You look around. It takes you a moment, but you do find your brother. But he's in very, very bad shape. There's cuts all over his body. And it seems there's also burn marks, maybe some puncture wounds. It seems almost like he's been tortured by this man. He's unconscious. His arms are suspended on chains connected to either wall in his cage. His head
Holy shit.
hangs down limply, and you can see a puddle of his blood around him.
Question, when it comes to healing, can water magic be used to heal or no?
Yes, water magic also affects life, so you can heal his wounds.
Yes, she'll start immediately working on that.
Okay.
What do I need to roll?
First, you need to get into the cage, because it's, locked.
Is it made of metal?
Yes. The cell
Gemini.
door is made of metal.
Gemini grabs the door and earth magics the door open.
Okay, that'll cost you a point of mana, but you do it.
Yep.
You, bend the bars open, I'd imagine, large enough to where Kasha can get in there.
I'm taking pieces of the metal from the door.
Okay. You grab one of the bars, I'll say. Why not?
Yep. And I toss it to Ragnar.
Alright, he grabs it, and he's going to use it as, a makeshift weapon. Alright. Kasha, you go over to your brother, and you immediately begin to, inspect, just how bad it is. You check to see if he's alive, first off. He is alive. He's somehow still clinging on to life. He was always a tough one, though, so maybe you're not as surprised as I make it out to be. Torgwin, you're looking around as well, and you find your missing comrade from before, Takana. He's also in one of these cages, but he seems to be in much, much better condition, although still unconscious.
Alright.
Did we find our long-lost friend? Oh, my bad, Torgwin.
There's I'm calling out to the group, or at least whispering, there's Takana here. Our comrade who was supposed to help us with the search.
Oh, shoot, you're talking about
Can
the
we get him
freaking
out?
paladin guy? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, he
Well-
was like a paladin, yeah.
Is he dead?
No.
No.
He seems alive. Can we try to get him out?
I'm
Yes.
gonna earth
I don't-
magic the door open.
Okay, that'll take you another...
Actually, wait, can Torgwin fit through the bars?
Probably not right.
They weren't made specifically to try... actually, no, I'm going to say no. You can't get through the bars like that. I had to think about it for a second, and I'm like, no.
I
Can
earth
the
magic
puppet
this door open.
can the puppet fit through the bars?
The puppet went with Jonathan, so he'd be safe.
Of course.
Jonah.
Jonah.
Okay, speaking of that, Jonah is going through these hallways, or going through the hallway back towards the entrance that you came in through, as quickly as he can. And he stops short as you see a figure. Mr. Puppet sees a figure standing ahead, eclipsed by the light that's coming into the room. Jonah raises his flame up a little bit to get a better look at the man's face, and it's the innkeeper from before. He's holding a shotgun. And he says to Jonah, he says, couldn't just keep well enough alone, huh? Had to start poking your hands into things where they don't belong, huh? And Jonah says, thinking quickly, the guards already know about what's going on here. If anything happens to us from here, well, it's only going to be worse for you. Put down your weapon. The man raises his shotgun up and he says, no, you put down your weapon. And maybe, just maybe, I won't kill you.
He doesn't know Mr. Puppet's there?
No.
Is it... Would it be too dark for him to sneak up on him?
He could see you.
If Mr. Puppet climbed down, he'd see him.
Yes.
Mr. Puppet's going to whisper into Jonathan's ear.
Jonah's
ear. I'm calling him Jonathan anyway. Jonathan's ear. It says, Jonathan, on the count of 3, you're going to drop down low. He's aiming the shotgun at his head, right? Or at his face, or up,
like mid-body. Mid-body.
How close are we to the door?
Fairly close. You're like a good, I'll say, 15 feet away when he stepped out in front of it. So not a whole lot of distance between you two at all.
God damn it. Oh, I'm going to tell him, I'm going to fill the room with a thick fog. You should fall back into the room. How far from where we are to where Jonathan is?
About 15 feet.
Could we
Wait,
hear him?
do you mean like
from the party?
Oh, then that's a bit further. I would say about 60 feet.
I'm going to tell him. Okay, this is the strategy. I'm gonna summon a thick fog into this room. You're gonna have to drop down to your chest, scramble out of this room, right?
Yeah.
Gemini is gonna meet with you at the end of the hallway, and then he'll shoot the innkeeper as he turns the corner.
Okay, Jonah seems kind of freaked out at the moment, so he didn't quite get all of that.
Oh, shit.
So here's what he's going to do. He drops his weapon on the ground, and he raises his hands up as he begins to, slowly back away. The innkeeper, he steps forward, and he just whistles sharply into the hallway that you guys are in. Further in, you guys hear this really sharp whistle, just pierce and echo all throughout the hallway. And from pretty much all around you, these figures from before, these faceless men, they just unmeld from the walls around you.
Holy fuck. Okay.
I'm going to say there are 5 of them in total.
How many?
5.
5.
And they have you guys surrounded pretty much.
Mr. Puppet's gonna whisper, I told you should have let us kill him. The puppet's always right. When are you people gonna learn?
Okay. So you guys see this as these figures appear out of the walls around you. They draw these daggers off of their side as they begin to slowly close in, but they don't immediately leap to attack. You hear the innkeeper's voice go through one of the puppets. Not one of the puppets, one of the faceless men, rather. I've got puppets on my mind, guys. And he says to all of you, lay down your weapons.
Closest one of the closest ones to me.
They're all within like pretty much like melee distance, I'd say. Like they're really close to you guys.
Oh, can I use my? Can I quick draw and shoot one of them right in the fucking forehead?
Absolutely, you can.
Cool. Phantom's gonna quick draw and shoot one of them
Gemini?
right in the head. Gemini is what I meant.
Okay. So you just whip your gun out and you're just going to fire, pretty much?
Yep, the one that's closest to me, I'm just gonna draw my weapon as close to the head as I can do it, and then before it reacts, just...
Alright. If you're using your quick draw, go ahead and remember your accuracy is maxed out at...
14.
No, it's maxed out at 5.
Well, okay, so what does it say? It says 2d10 plus 10 plus 14.
One second, let me look at your sheet real quick, because that doesn't sound quite
Yeah.
right. Okay. If you're using quick draw, which is called speed shot, on
Yep.
your thing, it costs 3 stamina,
Yep,
and it's 2d10 plus 5.
gotcha. Okay, what's the 2d10 plus 14?
The 2d10 plus 14 is if you shoot it normally, I think. Yeah, that's
Okay.
normally.
Gotcha. Alright, 2d10 plus...
And they're going to roll against you. Wow. Okay. But not quite enough.
Oh, son of a...
So here's what happens. As you go to quick draw, he ducks right at the exact moment as you bring your gun out, and the bullet just pew, whizzes over your head. You do, because you use speed shot, immediately reload though. So I imagine you're like going to take another shot like on your next turn. Right?
Yeah, I
Okay.
guess, yeah.
So now it's going to be their turn. So combat initiates.
Hold up, I got a minus one of my rounds.
Okay, that's fine. So you hear this gunshot just like pierce through the hallway, right? And it's just reverberates like crazy because, you know, it's such a small, confined space. At the same exact time, over on the other end, the innkeeper is going to shoot at Jonah and try to, like, just fuck him up.
Because Mr. Puppet knew that I was about to pull the trigger, can I fog?
Yeah, you can try to use your fog magic.
Cool. I'm gonna scream duck as I use the fog magic. 3d10. Keep the highest 2 minus 3 mana.
Oh, it also you get a +2 to that 3d10. Okay, so you quickly cast this spell, thinking on your feet as this happens, and this fog just settles in very quickly. It's going to increase. It's going to increase Jonah's avoidance by 3. All right, and it covers that part of the hallway in this deep fog. So innkeeper's going to shoot at him. All right, Jonah is going to try to avoid. And he ducks at exactly the same time, and the shotgun rounds just like scatter, but none of them manage to hit Jonah as he like...
Mr. Puppet jumps off as we hit the ground.
Okay. And he looks up and he grabs his sword off the ground. Now we're going to head back to you guys. Who wishes to go next? There's no set order, but it is back to you guys.
Oh, well.
Okay. What do you want to do, Kasha?
She's going to do what she set her mind to do. She's healing her brother as fast as you can.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for me your water magic in your attempt to heal him. While you're doing that, since you're not really like participating in the combat just yet, I'm gonna go ahead and go to the faceless man that was attacking Gemini. So 1 second, I'm actually just gonna grab some random objects here. 3, 4, 5. So you will be this one. Okay. So this one is going to try and attack Gemini. So he just lunges forward with his dagger, and he's going to go straight for your guts. All right. Go ahead and roll your 2-hit you to avoid. Gemini.
Okay. Hold up. Okay, cool. So it's 2d10 plus your...
2-hit you. Just barely under it. Here's what I'm gonna say happens because you're so close. All right. He lunges forward, and you barely have any time to react. So you're forced to drop your gun, and you're now like tussling with this guy as you're trying to keep his dagger out of your guts. All right.
Okay.
All right. So now it's back to the rest of the party. That leaves Marcus and Torgwin and Jonah. And I forgot Ragnar and Mr. Puppet. Well, no, Mr. Puppet went already. So, Marcus, Torgwin, what would you guys like to do? What would you guys like to do?
I'd like to cast invisibility on several targets if I'm allowed to do that.
You can cast it on an area.
Also only on friendly targets if that, or is it on, everything in the AoE? Because that would be...
I'll say it's selective. Yeah, you just make everybody in this... No,
well,
it's selective. Each additional target will cost you 1 additional mana, though.
Okay. Doesn't really matter, and at that point I'll have to ask how much of the mana or stamina regenerated since last session.
Oh, just go ahead and refill it. Go ahead and refill it.
Everything?
Yep.
Okay.
You guys had a good night's rest, so that's fine.
Okay. Then I'm gonna try to make everybody invisible. Kasha, Marcus, Gemini is also in this room, Ragnar.
Yep.
And...
yourself, of course.
And myself, of course. So that's 5 targets.
Yep, so that's 5 additional mana. It'll cost you 2 base.
2 base, 5, 7, so I'm at 7 man, and gonna roll for Shadow Check.
Perfect. Okay.
That's...
So you use your shadow magic, and you cloak your allies and yourself in it, immediately causing them to vanish from sight. From now on, everybody's going to get a +3 to your 2-hit you. Alright. So that was Torgwin's turn. Next, Faceless Man is going to go. And here's what I'm going to say. Since they're swacking in the dark, they're going to go after Gemini, because they actually know kind of where Gemini is. Since, he's still being tussled with at this point. Sorry, Gemini. You got fucked.
That's fair.
Okay.
Good for it.
So you're rolling your 2-hit you and then add an additional 3.
So, wait, it's 2d10 plus 14 still, right?
Yeah, and then you're adding an additional 3 on top of that. Your 2-hit you is 14. Is it really?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Wow, holy shit.
So it's 17, right?
Yeah,
Because I got the +3.
pretty much, yeah.
24.
Wow.
Oh,
Damn.
when he does that, can I stab him in the face with my rapier?
Not quite. No.
Okay.
So here's how you manage to avoid, though. Well, actually, do you want to describe how you manage to avoid?
So tell me about it. I'm holding the guy that's tried to stab me in the stomach, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And then another one is coming after me?
Pretty much, yeah.
can I make it to where I see the guy coming up behind me, and I do a sidestep and kind of make the second one collide into the first one, knocking them both over?
I'll say... You know what? All right, I'll do that. They like stumble into each other as they try to go after you, but they don't fall to the ground.
Okay.
All right. So that was his turn. Marcus, what would you like to do?
Sorry, I was dozing.
That's okay. We're getting up to close to the conclusion of this session anyway. So.
Problem is, I got up too early this morning and didn't take a nap.
I understand. We won't be too much longer. It's just going to be this combat and then a little bit of after story. And that's it.
I know we're in a combat and I should have something I can do, but I'm looking at my character sheet. I'm not much for combat.
Didn't you incinerate the last guy?
I incinerated a lock. I don't know if I can incinerate a person. Since I incinerated, that was the last thing I did. I think I'm going to have to try to incinerate a person. It's not Marcus's jam, but we're in trouble, so I'll do it.
So you can like touch him and then try to superheat him, pretty much?
Yeah. Got to do it with touch. Same, pretty much what I did to the lock, except that. Oh,
That's dark.
Marcus isn't comfortable doing this.
I don't blame him. I mean, that's pretty fucking violent.
I've had lots of characters who would be. Marcus is just this little apprentice magician. He's not burning people alive. My God. Oh well, that's why you get in these situations, so you learn what to do. Do I roll?
Yes. You'll have a additional +3 to your action because you're invisible.
Oh, okay. I'm D2D10. Remember not to capitalize the D. I'm +4 with fire, and then I get 3 over that.
Yep.
That's 7. Oh, that's all. Oh, better not have that space there. This, the person I'm modeling this after.
Oh, you didn't put a /roll and then put 2d10 +7?
Okay. I see. 2d10 roll. Okay. Roll. 2, 8, 10. 7. That looks right.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Damn it.
All right. So you lunge forward in an attempt to, I imagine, like incinerate one of the people that was attacking Gemini. You know,
Yep.
Right? Your palm glows red with the heat from your fire magic, and one of the faceless men sees this, and he like backs out of the way, narrowly avoiding your immolation of his life, to say the least.
Yeah, I see the die roll you got there. You did it.
Yep. All right, and in that vein, one of them is going to go after you, Marcus. So what you'll do is you'll roll your 2 hit you against his roll.
Is that 2d10 plus something?
There should be a value on your paper called 2 hit you.
Oh, okay. That's logical. I gotta retype this and organize it. Oh. Looks like 3.
Your 2 hit you is 3? What? That doesn't sound right. 1 second. Let me take a look at your character sheet here real quick. Your to hit you is 10, from what I have on my backup copy over here.
Okay. Okay, I've got to get this thing retyped and organized because it's.
Yeah,
Okay,
I remember
10.
it kind of messed up before, didn't it?
Yeah. Roll 2d10 plus 10. 24.
Nice. So I imagine that you just step back and he like whiffs his attack into the air, trying to get where he thinks you are, pretty much.
How many of us are
Right,
invisible?
I am kind of hard to see.
That is correct. All right. So now it's Jonah's turn. So Jonah picks up his weapon and he's just going to run back to the party at this point. But when he gets there, all he sees are, of course, faceless men like swinging at shit in the air, and he
And
just
Ragnar.
and Ragnar. No, wait, no. Ragnar's invisible too.
No,
No, I meant Gemini. Sorry.
I
Well, no,
also
Gemini.
cast
Yeah, Gemini's invisible too,
I basically
Oh,
invised everybody in the room.
Gotcha.
except for the faceless men. So he sees this, right, and he's like, "Where did you guys go? Hello?"
He's got to be scared.
Yeah. So he sees that, and he just like gets ready to fight. He's just gonna like wait, expecting for the faceless men to come after him, not knowing that you guys are actually there.
Ragnar's turn, right?
That's correct. Actually, no. It's gonna be the last faceless man, and
Gotcha.
he is going to go after Kasha. Kasha, go ahead and roll your 2 hit you, and add a 3 on top of it, additionally to whatever it normally is.
Did Kasha get her brother healed up and like ready to rumble?
He's healed, like his wounds have stopped bleeding, but he's still asleep.
Gotcha. Damn it.
Okay, so you weren't expecting this, and he just runs in, not knowing exactly where you are, but having a general idea of where you are. And he just like pushes his blade straight into your shoulder. You take 2 points of damage as your blood like seeps out onto your body, causing you to be more visible, losing your invisibility bonus.
Is that the best you've got?
All right, I like it. That was the faceless man's turn, so now it's going to be Chorus's turn. What is Chorus going to do here? He's invisible. He's a bird man. He's a rogue. Here's what I'm going to do. Chorus is going to fly into the cage with the faceless man that's attacking Kasha, and he's going to dig his talons like straight into his fucking shoulders.
Ooh.
All right. The faceless man hears the flug like flying into the room though, and he like ducks out of the way, like sidestepping as Chorus like crashes into you, Kasha, knocking you both to the ground. You don't take any damage though from that. All right. Now it's going to be the innkeeper's turn. You can hear him running through the hallway. Also, did Mr. Puppet go?
Ragnar hasn't gone either.
Ragnar hasn't gone either?
Uh-uh.
Okay. In that case, it's going to be the innkeeper's turn. He's going to run right past Mr. Puppet, because obviously he doesn't know Mr. Puppet is there in the fog. So Mr. Puppet can actually get a reaction, potentially.
When he goes to take a step, Mr. Puppet's going to turn the ground at the innkeeper's feet into a hole to encase him in the ground.
Go ahead and give me an earth magic roll for that. You're looking at least, I'll say, I'm going to have him roll against you, but go ahead and make me a roll.
And he doesn't know what's about to happen, though, right?
That's true, so add an additional +3 onto your roll.
Okay, so it would be 1d10 for Earth Magic, then?
Yeah, an additional d10, so 3d10 plus your usual bonus plus another 3.
D10. What? 8. 19.
Okay, so you got it. So
Did the shotgun fall as he sank to his neck?
Yes, he
Mi- Mr.
like,
Puppet. Mr. Puppet's gonna turn the shotgun to his face and pull the trigger.
You're just gonna execute this man?
Yes.
You do remember what Jonah said, like wanting to take him alive, right?
Mr. Puppet does what he wants.
Okay, you execute him. He's like, what is this? As he
didn't see anything.
As he sees the shotgun like turn towards him, he sees this little puppet, right, just sitting there. He has like this eternal smile just like wrapped across his face, right? He's like struggling to get out, and then just and you just blow his fucking face off, pretty much. Jesus Christ, that's dark. Fucking
Cool. Did the other guys die? The faceless men, because he was able to talk through them?
No.
No. Oh, well, that blew that idea out the water, I guess.
Yeah, you really blew his mind with that one.
Mr. Puppet obviously can't pick the shotgun up in any way.
No.
But I'm gonna slide it to the corner.
Actually, when you shot it, it slid across the floor backwards, and it took you with it.
Okay, cool.
You gotta remember those Newton's laws, man.
Yeah, I do.
Jesus Christ. Well, that ended differently than I expected.
Mr. Puppet don't play no games.
Okay, back to
Ragnar hasn't gone yet.
That's correct. So it's gonna be Ragnar's turn. I'm gonna get a drink though real quick because my throat is hurting. I'll be right back.
I apologize. I had to execute this man. I had no idea what he could do to us.
I don't blame you for that.
And Mr. Puppet does what he wants. I'm sorry.
The true last words the innkeeper heard before he had his head blowed off. Hi, my name's Chucky. Want to play?
Oh God.
And he's dead.
Okay. Anyways, what is Ragnar gonna do?
Do any of the faceless men because since none of them attacked him, does any of them have their backs to him?
Yeah, I'll say so. Definitely.
He's just gonna I have the bar in my hand, but I'm just gonna run up, or actually, you know what? I'll do one better. So Jonah is in between the two enemies and Ragnar, right? So there's two with them, and then there's one inside the cell with the Flug and with Kasha, and then the other two, I'm assuming, are tussling with Marcus and
Okay, currently 2 are attacking Gemini.
right.
One is attacking.
One's in the cage.
Yeah, one's in the cage with, your 2 of your comrades. One is attacking Marcus, and there's one that's just trying to decide what to do. I'll say at this point.
The one that's trying to attack Marcus, I'm just gonna run up and just bear hug it and tackle it to the ground.
Okay, go ahead and roll your if you're trying to topple it to the ground, that would be your bronze twice.
Okay.
And yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you manage to tackle it to the ground as it starts to try to struggle free.
I'm holding it and I'm telling Marcus to melt his effing face off.
What face? They have no face.
His head.
Melt his head off.
I'm struggling. I don't care. Melt his freaking head off.
Okay, so that was your turn. Now we're gonna go back to the faceless men that are left. Okay, let me just bring these back over here. 3, 4, 5. Surprisingly resilient motherfuckers.
They're just able to dodge.
Clearly. Okay, so The one that was the two that are attacking Gemini are going to continue to try and attack him. So they're swinging wildly at your invisible self. All right. All right. So you got a 13 and wait, no, that's not right. I forgot to add 13 and a 16. Go ahead and give me 2 to hit your rolls against that.
What's my added bonus for it being invisible?
+3. All right. Roll one more time. Damn.
Oh, they ain't
Good.
touching shit.
Clearly not.
I'm able to even pick up my gun, right? I'm like,
I'll say this.
you guys are
I'll say
fucking
this.
stupid.
You roll between both of them as they like lunge forward, and you pick your gun up off the ground. It instantly turns invisible again as you hold it.
Dope.
It's still loaded too, mind you. So now it is one of the party's turn. Who wants to go?
Gemini has a gun twice.
All right.
First, last.
Go ahead.
As I roll past it, pick up the gun. Can I just shove my hand back and shoot one of them in the face?
You
Or
can certainly try. Go ahead.
Okay.
Add +3 to your roll.
Dope. Oh, I don't even know what he got. I'm nervous.
You got a 24.
Holy shnikes. So this isn't a quick shot. This is a
It's a regular
okay.
shot.
2D. Okay, 2d10 plus 17.
It's pretty good.
Oh shoot. Anticlimactic. Oh god, that took out everything right there.
It's like when you roll the dice on the table and they just wow. All right.
That's a dead bitch.
How much damage does that do?
11.
Yeah. You shoot him straight in the back of the skull. And yeah, his head just pretty much explodes and you kill him. But your gun needs to be reloaded, and unless you speed
I lost one round.
Yep, and unless you speed shot, that's going to take a turn to do that.
Nope. I'm like as I shot backwards, my next goal is to like run past Jonah and head into the hallway with Mr. Puppet.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, excuse me. It's one of their turns. The one that's in the room with you and Chorus is going to try to stab Chorus in the back. What? Oh, it's probably because it's capitalized. What I was about to say.
Foolish.
There we go. So,
Yeah.
Chorus just barely manages to dodge out of the way. He like rolls back as the faceless man like slashes where he was, and you can hear his claws like scraping against the ground and his wings like desperately flapping like ah! As he's trying to avoid this attack. That leaves because 2 of them already went, and then that guy just went. I said there was 5 of them total, so
4 now.
Oh yeah, that's
And
right.
the innkeeper.
That's right. You killed one. Innkeeper's
And
dead.
the innkeeper's dead.
Yeah, so there's only
I killed.
4 of them.
And there's one of them pinned to the ground.
That's right. Okay, so wow, you guys turned the tide of that battle really quick, didn't you?
Phantom turned the.
Okay, in that case, it's one of your turns now. Who'd like to go?
I'll go.
Okay, what do you want to do, Kasha?
Okay, question. Would it be possible?
Would it be what? You're not saying anything. Are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Is it possible to use the water magic to make the enemy that just stabbed me make his blood freeze within his body?
That would be something that'd be kind of hard to pull off, but yes, you could do that.
She will try it. she's beyond pissed right now.
Yeah, I'd be pissed too.
So you're gonna like try to freeze his blood solid in his body?
Yep. Turn him into a meat popsicle.
A meat sickle. Oh my. Okay, that's gonna cost you 3 mana inherently. All right. And don't forget to add an additional 3 on top of your roll for the fact that you're invisible. Actually, no. He can see you because the blood on your shoulder, so scratch that. Don't add anything besides your usual bonuses. Oof. Oof. Yeah, no. You go to try and freeze the blood in his body, and your spell just whiffs. Like, you just couldn't do it.
Just you wait.
Jesus Christ. Okay, that was Kasha's turn. So the one that you have pinned on the ground is going to try to break loose of Ragnar. Right? So he's going to roll against you. Your bronze. Alright?
Oh. Reducto.
There was no plus.
Yeah, I forgot the plus mark.
Okay, hold on. Uno mas. Hold on. Okay, so he's going against my bronze, right?
Yep. Use your bronze twice.
Okay. Yeah.
Alright, you managed to keep him pinned down.
Melt his face off, Marcus. Melt it off.
Jesus Christ. Okay. So who hasn't gone yet? It's Marcus, Torgwin.
Mr. Puppet hasn't gone yet. Ragnar hasn't gone yet.
Okay. Who wants to go next?
I haven't gone yet.
Okay. What do you want to do?
The guy, of course, this just happened to me, but we've had a lot of people go since. But the guy just attacked me and missed. Can I try to burn him?
You can. He's actually pinned to the ground right now. Like, one of your teammates has took him to the ground, so you just lean down and touch him.
Well, that's what I'll do. Do I roll to make sure the spell works, or?
No. I'll just say, how much mana are you going to spend on it? Because that's going to determine the damage it does.
I'm only going to spend 1, because it seems like I spent 1 on that doorknob, and what I did to the doorknob will disable someone. I don't care if it kills him. I just want him out of the fight.
Fair enough. Okay.
I mean, if it was me, I'd do more, because I know doorknobs aren't people. But, Marcus doesn't know much about combat.
Fair enough.
So what is the verdict?
Okay. So you lean down, and you bring your superheated hand up to the flesh of his, of this faceless man's face, head, I guess? Sure. And, you begin to, like, sear through his flesh. Once more,
Probably smells like pork.
Oh, it smells awful. And he screams in agony. This
With no mouth, he screams.
Yeah, like we've already established that they can do that. Like back in the sewers, they can scream and make
In
noise.
the Harlan Ellison short story, I have no mouth, but I must scream.
Anyways,
Really horror.
Anyways, yeah, it's just
Dope.
as you begin to like sear through the flesh, and then he goes quiet. You're not sure if you killed him or if he passed out or what. but he goes quiet. And he's out of the fight. Okay.
Wait, does Ragnar know he's dead?
You're not sure, but he stopped moving.
Okay.
Stopped struggling, so there's that. Okay, that was Marcus's turn. So now it's going to go back to the one that was attacking Gemini before. He sees his comrade got his head blown off from behind, so he's going to turn around and just try to slice at the air at you. Having a general idea of where you're at. Of course, Gemini's avoidance is so fucking overpowered.
29.
Saw that coming. So yeah, I imagine you just duck underneath him easily.
Yeah.
Okay. That leaves 2 of them. Okay. Does it leave 2 of them? There's...
I shot one in the head. I killed the one guy, and then there's the guy that's incapacitated, wrapped up in Ragnar's arms.
So there's only 1 more left. The one that's attacking...
No, there'd be 3 left.
Would there?
Or 2 left, 2 left.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. 2
Oh, my
left.
bad.
So it's just the one...
One more in the turn, I guess.
Yeah. So it's just the one that's attacking Chorus and Kasha. He's going to go after you, Kasha. He's just gonna like try to stab into you again. All right. You are on the ground, so he's gonna get a bonus against you. Okay.
That's fine.
All right. Go ahead and roll your 2 hit you. Just barely. You try to avoid the attack. I imagine by trying to hold him back, perhaps, but he just goes so quickly that he just stabs straight into your chest. You take another 2 points of damage.
Okay.
All right. That's the end of his
Just
turn.
another question.
Just another flush. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Ragnar hasn't gone.
Yep.
Puppet hasn't gone. Corvus hasn't gone. And neither has Torgwin.
Wow. So who wants to go next?
Let Ragnar go, I guess.
Sure.
All Ragnar's gonna do is the dagger that the faceless man has, like that he had whenever he got tackled to the ground. Ragnar's gonna take it, stab him in the head, and then stand up.
Just gonna
and then
finish him off just in case.
Right, and then he's gonna, because now the hallway's clear except for the guy at the very end that's fighting with Gemini, and Ragnar has the dagger, and he's just gonna run up behind him and try to tackle him too. But I mean, we can wait till next turn if I just stab him in the head and stand up. If you want that just to be my turn.
Yeah, that'll be just your turn. Jonah hasn't gone yet either.
Nope, neither has Puppet. So
okay, Torgwin, did you want to go, or do you want to let one of the NPCs go?
I can go.
All right, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna help Kasha with her, faceless problem. And I'm gonna try to stab the faceless man.
All right, he isn't facing you, and you're invisible.
Yes.
So you're gonna have
Yes.
a +6 total. On top of your usual bonuses.
Yep. Also any plus damage, because it's basically a... Well, how do I put it? Well, stealth attack.
No, just gonna be standard
Okay.
damage.
Okay. +6, that's 15.
Nice. All right.
Cool.
Do you want to describe your attack on him?
coming up from behind him, stab him in like the general head area.
Okay. Sounds
And
good.
Oh,
All right. Once again, you know, this pained grunt and just awful noise that these things make as you stab into him. You don't quite get him in the head, but you do manage to get him like right between the shoulder blades, pretty much.
Damn.
As he, what's the damage on your dagger again?
3.
3? Okay.
Yeah.
There's just 2 of them left at this point, so. And that's the one that's fighting with Kasha and them. All right, that leaves Jonah,
Puppet.
the puppet, and is that it?
No, the Corvus.
Chorus, that's right. Okay, Chorus is going to attempt to join you in the attack. He's going to seize the opportunity. And since he's kind of distracted with you currently, and Chorus is still invisible, he too gets a pretty damn good bonus. Alright. Woo! Boy, that's a critical strike! Oh!
Shit.
So here's what happens. Chorus gets up, right? As he goes, he just lunges through the air. I mean, you can't see him. But you see the result of his work. And you watch as blood just explodes out of this thing's neck, right? And you can see, like, the blood seeping onto his talons as he just, like, rips this thing's head off, pretty much, clean from its body.
Dope.
Jesus Christ. That just leaves the one that's attacking
Gemini.
Gemini. And
And
Jonah.
Jonah.
Yeah, it's going to go. Jonah is going to try to do something because he hasn't had the chance to do a whole lot during this battle yet. 2d10 plus. We're going to say this much. Wow, that's a pretty fucking good roll on his part. Damn! Okay, so here's what happens. Is there anybody in front of Jonah?
Phantom would be in between him and the Faceless Man. But it's a 10-foot wide hallway, so...
That's true. Okay. Well, he's just going to do what Jonah does best, and he's going to blow that fucker up.
Cool.
So he charges up a fireball in his free hands, right? And he just chucks it straight forward as it flies through the air, and it makes contact with the Faceless Man, and pretty much does what fireballs do, and blows that motherfucker apart.
Cool. Wait, so all of them are dead now?
Yep.
Can Mr. Puppet search the guy that I buried in the hole?
You'd have to get him out of the hole first, but yes. I was actually, because we're kind of running late here, I was going to just go ahead and do like a synopsis about what happens now, if that's okay with everybody.
As long as I get the shotgun.
Jim and I can claim the shotgun if he wants the shotgun. Okay. So, you release all of the victims of the kidnappings. The guards are called into the slums in the dead of the night to help with the transportation of these people from this man's house. They are taken to the assembly where they are given prompt medical treatment. They awaken, one at a time, slowly. They had been kept in some sort of a spell to keep them unconscious, some sort of shadow magic. But you managed to break it. Kasha, you're reunited with your brother. As he wakes up, he sort of groans in pain. He opens his eyes as he looks over towards you. Kasha.
Real Kosh.
Where are we?
You're in good hands. Rest now, my brother.
He tries to sit up, but he doesn't have the energy to do so. He just immediately just falls back onto his bed.
She immediately gets to his side and sits on the edge of the bed and puts her arm around him and holds him up.
Did you find that man?
The innkeeper, he's taken care of.
Good.
Permanent.
He had no good intentions for Circa. You did the right thing. I'm sure Father will be proud of you.
It wasn't just me. If it wasn't for my friends, that was what it wanted. I don't think I would have been. I probably would have joined you.
Okay. Takana also wakes up. He was in a lot better shape though. He was not tortured, seemingly. So he wakes up, and he's able to move around fairly quickly. And he rejoins up with the party, and he says, "Thank you. I shouldn't have ran off like that. I'm sorry to have made all of you worry about me."
Survival of the fittest. Do what you gotta do.
Yeah, that really makes me feel better, I guess. But it's over now, though, I guess. That's the important thing. The next day comes, and very early on in the morning, all of you are gathered together in the same meeting room that you had begun this journey on. The guard captain once again greets you, except this time he seems in higher spirits. And he says, "I have to admit, I didn't anticipate that you would solve this case so quickly. Congratulations. You've done well, all of you. And as agreed, you will be paid for your efforts. 12,000 pieces to be split evenly between all of you. But I have to wonder, is this really the end of it?"
You said 12,000?
Yeah, to be split evenly between all of you. So that's a lot of people, actually.
Jonah.
Yeah, 1 second. Let me just do the math here real quick. So how many of us are there? There's Jonah, Marcus, Ragnar, because he's going to count Ragnar.
Mr. Puppet.
No.
No, he's not going to count the puppet.
He's the one that killed the big bad guy.
A character didn't say no, by the way. I did.
Does it no one comment that the puppet killed?
Okay. Okay, anyways.
Marcus has got his hand in a bucket of cold water.
Yeah, good idea.
Okay, Jonah, Marcus, Ragnar, Gemini, Torgwin, Kasha, Takana, even though he didn't really fucking help, Chorus. Am I forgetting anybody? I don't think I am. 5, 6, 7, 8. So 12,000 divided by 8. That's 1,500 pieces between all of you.
Whoa. I'll take it.
I also have an offer for each of you if you'd be willing to take it. I can offer you a job working here with the guard. It'll be on as a salary, of course, and you'll get the benefits of working for the force here, if any of you are interested in that.
Well, let's take a break first, and I will consider it.
Of course, I don't expect you to give your answer here and now. You can think about it freely.
Yes, that is a good idea. A decision like this, I must talk to my brother about it.
Very good. For your services, the Assembly has agreed to allow you to stay here or in an inn of your choice. Your expenses will be paid. This is another form of repayment for your service to Circa.
Can I have that bar?
Damn it, I was gonna ask that.
Or may we have the bar?
Yo.
If you wish to own the property, then it shall be yours. Yes.
Alright. Gemini and Kasha go in as business partners.
Sounds
Writing
good.
that down in my notes right now.
Well then, if there is no further questions or any business to be decided here, I think that we can call this case closed. Again, I can't thank you enough for your service here. You've done us all a great service. Truly. Go and see the treasury about your payment. Here. He reaches into his pocket and he brings out a note. And he hands it to Kasha. This is the reward. You'll exchange this for it.
Thank you.
Thank you. And be safe. He walks out. I want to go get some rest. If you need anything from me, though, Jono knows where to find me. And he walks out and presumably goes back to his home.
Cool.
Was
Let's
there...
get paid.
Okay. You go to the treasury. You exchange the notes for the pieces, and the pieces are distributed evenly among all of you. Of course, that's 1,500 per person that we had discussed earlier.
Perfect.
And then you meet back up at your new property, I'd imagine, right?
Is it just me and Kasha that own it, or do all of us own it, or what?
No, they sign it over. It's like all of your names.
And that's the bar in the slums, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Is his body still down in the basement?
No, it was removed along with all the other bodies.
Did Kasha get her necklace back from his corpse, or did it get blown to bits when I shot his head off?
She got her necklace back.
Okay.
You got your necklace back, Kasha.
Alright, sounds good. Yeah, even though he got his head blown off, for some odd reason, there's a few marks that may or may not have been made by a trident or two, littered throughout his body.
As you are walking back to, as you're walking back to go to your newfound property as a group, you're stopped by one of the masters of the school in the middle of the street, Master Umbrus. He approaches your group and he says, I was wondering, I heard of your efforts and of your accomplishments here. I must congratulate all of you. You have done something great for the city. I was wondering, however, if I might have a word with Torgwin?
Yes.
Would you mind walking with me for a moment?
Of course. What do you want to talk about?
I wanted for you to meet someone and to discuss a private matter.
Well, of course.
I won't keep Torgwin for long. I'll send them back your way as soon as possible. He says to the rest of the group. So, he takes you through the streets. It's fairly early in the morning still, and he asks you, "Are you familiar with the tree here?"
Well, yes, we've been here a few times, and I've heard the story, but
Have you met the tender?
or what in particular?
The tender of the tree, the gardener, the one who keeps
Well,
it
we've
in shape.
seen him, yeah. Yes.
He's a lot like you, you know.
Is he? How so?
Well, I do not mean to intrude upon your privacy or to make you feel any more uncomfortable than you might, but I know of the condition that afflicts you. You've lost your ability to hear, haven't you?
How do you know? If I might ask.
Because I can hear it coming off of you. Your
You
own
can.
sort of suffering has deafened you, but it still radiates from you.
I see.
But I wanted you to meet this person so that you know you're not alone. And I also have advice for you, if you'd be willing to hear it.
I mean, of course. What is it?
Let's go and meet him first. And he
Okay.
takes you over to the tree. And you see the tender going about his business, and he turns around and he says, Master Umbris, what brings you out here today? And Umbris looks at him for a moment. You can relax, Nim. There's no need for such formalities. We're friends, after all. Of course. And he looks over to you, Torgwin, as he sees you, and he says, Hey, weren't you the guy with that thief that was trying to steal from the tree earlier?
Well, I can't deny it. So,
Well, it's not like you did anything. I was just, remarking about it, that's all. Sorry.
yes. Oh no, don't worry.
Umbris looks towards Nim, and he says to him, I want you to tell him about what happened to you. And Nim sort of like looks shocked for a moment as Umbris like says this, and he sort of like looks down at the ground, and then he looks back up, and he says, Okay, I suppose that I can do that. So, you might not know this about the tree, but all of the gardeners, all of the tenders here, it's sort of a sacred position. You know, it's something that only we can do. Only that we're trusted to do. And I never really understood why it had to be an Ulf, or why more Ulf didn't volunteer to take this position. I mean, it seemed like such a great opportunity to come to Circa, and to live here, and to meet the people of the world. But it wasn't until I was here that I really understood why. The people here, they're not like the Ulf. You know, we can hear these things. I used to be able to hear those things. And it was just so much of it here in this square. All of the people, they would go about their days and they would never try to hold anything back. They were angry, and they showed it. If they were sad, they were sad, and they mourned. And I listened. I listened for a long, long time, and it hurt very badly. And then there was one day where something changed. I didn't hear the sounds of their mourning or of their anger. I heard the cartwheels going down the street, and the footsteps, and the people yelling, and the cheers from the arena. And things changed. Things changed a lot since then. I was told when I tried to go back that I couldn't go back. So I'm here now. And I'm probably going to be here until my days are done. Just like the last Tinder was. Just like all of them have been. And that's my story.
Okay, so it also happens naturally.
Do you say that in character?
Yes.
Umbris, as you say that, he says, yes. It's a common condition that affects Ulf. When we experience something truly traumatic, well, it's sort of a feedback cycle. You know? We think about it, and in thinking about it, we become upset, angry, mournful, whatever you might feel. And it just keeps getting louder and louder and louder until eventually we either die or we lose our ability. I thought that by showing you this, you might know that you're not alone in your struggle. But I also offered you advice. I don't mean to pry any further into your business, of course. And for this next part, let's walk back to where you were going previously. Where were you going previously? Where were your friends going? Do you tell him, or?
As in general, or like before all this ordeal, or?
They were headed back to the this out of character. They were headed back to the place where you guys just were. That inn. It's your property now. Technically, it's in your name partially.
Yeah, then let's get back there, I guess.
As you're walking, Umbra says to you, "You said that you had encountered a demon, correct?"
Yes, that's true.
You may have already found this out, you may have guessed this, but it will eventually come back for you.
Wait, what?
Demons are beasts of purpose, much like the angels of Lustra. They are in our world to fulfill their purpose, and for whatever reason, this demon has decided to target you, to carry out whatever sort of end that it was made for. And it won't stop until it fulfills that.
But why would I still be alive then?
Perhaps it's waiting for the right moment. I can't claim to know everything about demons, despite my work with them. But I just felt that it was right that you know the truth. I feel that if you are able to confront this demon, and you're able to make your peace with it, perhaps you might find peace elsewhere.
I just don't know how I should confront it. Or to done with it.
There is a way to do such things. But you'll need to do a bit of traveling. Are you familiar with the Orcan homeland, Farso?
Well, I've heard of it in stories, but not really much else.
On the part of land closest to Alfheim, you'll find a hermit of sorts. Farso itself is special. It's a borderlands between this world and the world of Mana. It's a place where outsiders can freely step between the worlds. Perhaps there you might be able to confront this demon and get your peace. When you find this hermit, if you find this hermit, tell them that I sent you, and they'll be willing to help you.
Well, what should I do with the demon then?
There's many ways to go
Banish
about.
it?
There's many ways to go about appeasing the demons. You can fulfill whatever purpose they were made for, or you can try to convince them that you're not worth the time. Either way can work. It's up to you. It's your choice how you choose to deal with this issue. And by this time, you've walked through the slums back to the property, back to the inn. You can hear your comrades inside, perhaps moving things around, perhaps setting up this new property for whatever you guys plan on using it for. And Umbrus looks to you and he says to you, I hope that this has helped you in some way.
Yes, it did. Thanks a lot, Master Umbrus.
You can just call me Umbrus. There's no reason to refer to me as Master. I am not your master, after all. I wish you the best of luck, then. And he turns around to walk away. And I think we're going to end the session there. Going to go ahead and stop recording now.